That's right, motherfuckers. Welcome. This is Motor Mouth Sports. I am your host, motherfucking Dino. Along with me, of course, is Crazy Fins. What's up, man?
What's going on, man? Can't wait for today.
Best week 17 of football, I think, in my whole entire life. I'm 33 years old. I've been watching football steadily for at least 16 of those years. Best week 17, hands down.
This is great. It's going to be great, man.
Folks, we got a bunch of stuff to get to here in the show. We're going to try to make it quick. One, of course, I just want to mention, I never mentioned this shit. You can find us here, Motor Mouth Sports, of course, on Great Lakes Radio Network and streaming over on the SansNet Radio Network. So just things to keep in mind there. I don't think I've ever mentioned that, where they can find us. So, if someone's hearing off a Spreaker, they're like, well, how do I hear that again?
Now they know.
That's it. All right, folks, let's get right into your fucking headlines here, week 17. First thing I'm going to bring up here, Nnamdi Asomugha retires from the NFL. This is a big, big deal to me because, folks, do you understand this? 3 years ago, this man was one of the most sought-out fucking cornerbacks. I still think was overrated, along with Revis, all right? But most sought-out cornerback, and now just 3 years later, after 2 horrible years in Philadelphia and then tried to go to San Francisco, signed again with Oakland, now he's decided to hang it up. What are your thoughts on that, Eddie?
That's it, man. It's one of them things. He's not going to revive his career. You might as well just end it now where he's slightly on top. People are going to remember the good times instead of remembering the next couple years where he might not do shit over in Oakland. So, he was great in his time. Maybe it's just time to go.
I just think that this speaks to all these huge contracts, all these things that we see every year. We debate, we talk about all these, this one signed for this much, this one signed for this much. And really, it never works out. It never works out. And this is one of those specific cases where it did not work out. Philadelphia paid a lot of money for this man and got nothing in return.
Well, we played him how they played him. That's kind of too. You can't take a man coverage guy for all the years he played and expect him to play zone and play all this other shit. He's a man guy. He's man on man. That's it. Play him like that. That's how it is.
That part I'm not going to disagree. And I do blame the Raiders for a lot of stuff, not just Nnamdi Asomugha's career, but just every decision they made. I was talking with Goofy Bone, who's a huge Raiders fan. You can find Goofy Bone here on 186 Point Deuce, midnights here at Spreaker.com. But I was talking with him, and basically what he was trying to say was, ever since Al Davis has died, there's more of a hope in Oakland. And I agree with that. I truly fucking agree with that because Al Davis is probably, other than, what's his name, the owner of the Cowboys, one of the worst owners to ever have a football team.
Jerry Jones.
Jerry Jones is, wow. You know what Jerry Jones is? Jerry Jones is just trying to be a really rich fantasy player. That's all.
Yeah, he plays in his own fantasy. That's what it is.
Exactly. So anyway, we'll move on. Nnamdi Asomugha, he's gone. Another quick thing here. Just want to mention real fast. There was a little bit of crying this week by Houston's interim head coach Wade Phillips over Peyton Manning's 50th season touchdown pass, which of course tied the record, and he broke it, to Julius Thomas after that. But to Eric Decker, he's now saying that the catch was bobbled and it shouldn't have counted, basically. And he was even making snide remarks, like, oh, poor Peyton, I guess they're going to take the record away. All that. First of all, I just want to say this. One, this is the reason why you're not going to be the head coach of the Houston Texans next year. All right, this is the reason why O'Brien has more of a shot at being the fucking head coach. Ken Wisenhunt has more of a shot because you're a whiny little bitch. Shut the fuck up. Your defense should have stopped him. He shouldn't have broke the record against your team. But since he did anyway, you're trying to cry like a little bitch and talking about that one shouldn't count. You sound like a little bitch. Shut the fuck up. Am I wrong?
No. You just don't say anything about it. You just don't make any comments. That's all you do. Is nothing.
I'm still just fucking, I'm 100% just amazed by that. I'm amazed when I saw them comments. I'm just like, really? But like I said, it just speaks to the fact that this is why that man will not be a head coach in the league next year. Now, me and you were talking good about him just a couple weeks ago. And I like Wade Phillips. I don't think he ever should have been fired from Dallas. I will agree. But at the same time, this just speaks to your character if you're crying about a game that, in all seriousness, like they say in the NFL, you can't complain about a team running it up on you. You can't complain about any of that stuff. Just fucking stop them. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Real quick, you wanted to bring up something in UFC world. What was that?
Yeah, that was a little crazy. Chris Weidman fought Anderson Silva. And Anderson Silva, for anybody who watches UFC, he's the best pound-for-pound fighter to ever fight in UFC.
And their whole historic
Anderson,
5-year career. I mean, 5 years.
I mean, Anderson Silva, decided to give a leg kick to Chris Weidman. And as he kicked Weidman's leg, he broke his own.
And
Snapped his shin right there, and his bottom half of his leg wrapped around Weidman's leg, and then he fell to the ground with his leg twisted the opposite way of his body, and that ended the fight. He lost.
But, folks, what you don't understand is I got to give credit where credit is due, and I just want to ask the scorers, did he get credit for 2 hits? Because the foot hit him first on one side, wrapped around, and hit him on the other side.
That's it. I think that's probably the first time in UFC history where somebody leg kicked somebody and hit him in the front and back side of their leg with one kick.
Now, listen, I know I'm making a joke and I'm taking it kind of light, but I'll be honest, I watched that actual video today while on the line with Eddie, and I was like, whoa, that's it. I've never seen a human bone do this in my life. If you don't know what we're talking about, just go Google it. You can find it on YouTube. Type in Anderson Silva, and what was the guy's name?
Chris Weidman.
And I'm telling you, when you see this video, it's gonna blow your fucking mind. Just blow your mind.
It's crazy.
Oh God, man. And here's the part. We got to bring this up though too. You had mentioned this. I guess earlier in the fight, he had kicked Weidman or whatever his name was, and he said this. I swear to God, he says his corner says this, that they heard a crack, and this nigga went out and fought more.
Yeah, still kept fighting. I guess Weidman hit him in the first round, right there in the same spot where his leg actually broke. And they heard a crack, and then he just continued to go. And actually, it wound up happening in the second round. So he lasted a whole nother round after that.
All I'm going to say is that these dudes really are the toughest motherfuckers in the world. And maybe Tony Romo needs to go hang out with Anderson Silva and figure out how to play hurt.
Maybe.
I'm just being honest. That is seriously the craziest shit. I don't want to make it a bigger deal than what it is. But to come to find out that this motherfucker, early in the fight, cracked a bone. Where 90% of us are like, all right, we're done, we're over with, I got to go take care of his leg. This nigga went out and started kicking with that same foot.
Yeah, I mean, for real, think about that shit. I mean, how do you know your leg just went snap, and then you decide, oh, you know what, I'm going to kick him with the leg that went snap as hard as I can in his leg and see what happens.
God, man, just fucking insanity. Absolute insanity here, folks. Anyway, folks, listen, we're going to take our quick break here. When we get back, we're going to jump right into our fucking picks for Week 17. All kinds of shit. Great fucking matchups. All 32 teams are in play today. There is no Monday night. There was no Thursday. This is all happening one day. Winner take all. Motherfucking NFL Week 17. This is Motor Mouth Sports.
Fuck yourself.
Check it out. Flip Mode Squad 98 Raw Deluxe. Check it out, yo. I'll be the street kid, the brother your mama frequent. Put y'all people on if y'all know how to keep a secret. When I get money, you know I like to keep it. How I get money, others are trying to peep it. Flip Mode, be winners you wanna form a team with. Them big money figures, the ones that pot the scheme with. Them brothers that be used to getting money frequent. The ones I would always measure my triple B's with. Until they start taking my people to the precinct. That's so back in the day, yo, that ain't nothing recent. Cause nowadays we be women we like to speak with, eat with, lay them down and sleep with. Type of woman make a brother wanna keep it. Shorty be so exotic, she looking decent. Line of 20 others be offering rack free. I can't hold her heat no more, yo, I gotta release it. What y'all wanna do? Don't you know we always coming through? Me and my crew, let me hear you say fired up. Say fired up. To all my dogs that stay blooded, roll around in the 500 all day. Let me hear you say fired up. Say fired up. Come on. Now, every time that I meet a sucker who's frontin', it's alright. Getting money and everybody want it. Smoke a big, get myself over, fall on the floor and I gotta call my S500 Iceberg 5. Where you at? No need for alarm. Right now I'm cruising to the sounds of my enhanced CD-ROM. Hurry up, 5, and yo, you know it's about to get thick. I see this cat way behind my back, about to do a stick. Tell me where you at, I will be there in 10 seconds flat. You know I got your back, I'll be there just in time to counteract. Sometimes I'm out and forget my S5 bulletproof. I turbo boom and blast right through the ceiling and the roof. Coming through here, you knocking out the sucker tooth. Full speed ahead like we running a toll booth. Produce more flavor than very fine juice. Call a true sleep on me and my people in that room. All my ladies in the place to be, getting money riding next to me. Let me see, let me hear you say fired up. Say fired up. All my people just wave your hands, getting money all across the land. One time, let me hear you say fired up. Say fired up. Blaze the heat, we letting loose to the extreme. We get an Iceberg S5, bounce from the scene. steam. And yeah, my vibe be running the mission you never seen. Hot shit taking you suckers forever fiend. Any one of you coming, you better come clean. Hit you with an overdose, some more rhyme amphetamine. Got your eye bloodshot, you need Visine. People is wildin', I think you need to ring the siren. What y'all wanna do? Don't you know we always coming through? Me and my crew, let me hear you say fired up. Say fired up. To all my dogs that stay blooded, roll around in the 500 all day. Let me hear you say fired up. Say fired up. To all my ladies in the place to be, getting money right next to me. Let me see, let me hear you say fired up. Say fired up. To all my people, just wave your hand, getting money all across the land. One time, let me hear you say fired up. Say fired up. Come on.
Red Productions.
That's right, folks. Welcome back. This is Motor Mouth Sports. I am your host, motherfucking Dino. Along with me, of course, is Crazy Vince.
Yes, sir. Let's go. Football Sunday. Last week. Let's go, man.
Oh, I'm fucking pumped. I do want to give a shout out to the people hanging out here in the chat. We got my man Joe Seeker in here. Not only is he hanging out, ready to talk fucking sports, but he's also taking care of the trash in the chat there, too. Because we got somebody in there trying to sell fucking some Audacity-made crap for €2. What the fuck is €2 anyway? Whatever. Like, God damn it. Is that 2 bits? All right, whatever. Either way, you understand my point. And also want to give a shout out to my man Ernie from Ouija Radio. He's here hanging out. Ernie just wants to hear about these matchups, though, because him, as a Patriots fan right now, has got this weird hope that they're going to end up fucking the #1 seed. Not going to fucking happen, but whatever. I guess it's possible. So just things to keep in fucking mind there. All right, folks, we're going to jump.
Fuck the cheat treats.
Yeah, that's right. We're going to jump right into our matchups. I told you we got 45 minutes to go through 16 games. Let's get this fucking done. And we're going to start this motherfucker off with a game that really doesn't matter. The way I'm going to try to do this is put the games that don't matter, and then at the end, we're going to get to the games that really matter. So we'll fly past these. Washington at New York Giants. Both teams aren't in the fucking playoffs. You know, where are you at with this matchup?
I'm sorry. I'm distracted by the phone, man. I'm trying to hand the phone to people. I didn't even hear what you said.
I know, it's all right. Washington is traveling to New York to take on the Giants. Matchup really means nothing for either one of them.
I mean, the only thing we're hoping for here is fucking is Kirk Cousins to actually show something and prove that he is a starting quarterback in the NFL. I just want to see him do good again. I don't even care if they win. You know, I just want to see him do good. I mean, I think they're going to win anyway because Eli blows goats. And I think Cousins is going to do it up, man. I think the Redskins are going to win by like fucking 10.
See, George Clooney is a man who stares at goats, and Eli Manning is a man who blows them. Okay.
That's it. You know? They share the same interest, I guess.
That's too funny. No, I agree with you. I think this game, the only thing important about this game is it's Kirk Cousins' audition. It really is. Not just for the Redskins, because let's be honest, I personally believe the Redskins should stay with him, and I think RG3 is a work in progress more than anything. I hate to say that, but it's more of an audition for other teams, and I believe that if he does well today, he can find himself a starting job here in the NFL. Next matchup that we have here, well, like I said, none of these really mean anything right off the bat, but Houston Texans travel Tennessee, take on the Titans.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Titans are going to take this one. The Texans just aren't in sync. Wade Phillips is not helping with the comments he makes. It don't make any fucking sense. So I just see the Texans falling apart, and I see the Titans doing it up.
Well, let's also mention the fact that Ryan Fitzpatrick should be in there as, you know, one of the comeback players of the year. I really believe this. I really do. Like he's been a lot better than what most people will give him credit for, right? So,
definitely.
Just how I am. All right. But this time I'm actually going to take Houston, though. I really am. The only reason why I'm taking Houston is I just think that there's a lot of players on that team that need to prove that they can come back next year or play for any other team. And that really does motivate people more than people think. You know, what are they right now? 2, 3 wins, 4 wins? Something like that.
2, I think.
Yeah, it's horrible. Yeah. So, let's see. And what also, won't this snap their losing streak too? Isn't it like 12 in a row?
Whatever it is, they suck.
It's something like that. Next game we got here, Detroit Lions travel to Minnesota, take on the Vikings, but Adrian Peterson is ruled out, and Calvin Johnson's out of that game too.
And Calvin Johnson, exactly. That's the big thing. I mean, now Stafford actually has to be a quarterback and, throw to all his receivers and not just one. So, I mean, that's what's going to be pretty cool to watch. But I think the Vikings are going to take it. Castle was looking good. The run game's still good without Peterson. They proved that. And the Vikings are just stepping up. They just want to win. They don't give a shit. They don't care nothing's at stake. They don't care. Nobody told them that they're out of the playoffs.
And I'm going to kind of agree with you, but the only thing is, the only reason why I'm going to take Detroit in this game, the only reason is Reggie Bush. It's the only reason. Swear to God.
But he was hurt, too. He got hurt, and then Joique Bell took over, and he did his thing. So, I mean, even in the absence of Reggie Bush, Joique Bell does his thing. I mean,
and don't get me wrong, Minnesota did have some viable candidates that came in and played off the practice squad a couple weeks ago. I'll give credit where credit is due, but I do see Detroit pulling this game out just because, like I said, you got Reggie Bush back there. He can catch him. He's probably going to be the most targeted fucking player on the Detroit Lions today. Just because, let's be honest, outside of Calvin Johnson, who's your most sure-handed receiver? Reggie Bush. I'm sorry. Yeah, I got just being fucking honest there. Some people don't like to hear it. Either way, so I'm taking Detroit. You're taking Minnesota. Gotcha. Next match.
Hold on. Hey, 1 second. They're talking in the chat. I want to go back to. They're talking about Coughlin. You think he's done in New York? I think he's done after the season.
I absolutely do think he's done. It's funny that we bring him up right now. I've told you this scenario. I truly believe in this scenario. I think he's done in New York, all right, but he's going to re-land over in Detroit. I really believe that. Watch. Schwartz is gone. Let's be honest, right?
I mean, he better be. I mean, it's one of them things like Shanahan. If Shanahan's not done and Coughlin, Schwartz isn't done, then I don't know what the hell these organizations are even thinking.
He's definitely. Listen, with the talent that Detroit had this year, and you can even say the same thing about the Giants too, but with the talent that Detroit had this year to end up where they are, the outside looking in. Remember, just 5 weeks ago, Detroit had the fucking playoffs handed to them on a fucking platter, and they could not come through. Both Rodgers and Cutler, two great quarterbacks in the division, were out, and they still couldn't get it done.
That's it.
Fucking key. So, I think he's gone there, but I think you'll just see a little swap there. I don't think you'll see Schwartz over in New York, but I can see Coughlin, if he doesn't retire, ending up going there because it's the same scenario before he ended up in the Giants. Same scenario. A lot of talent, no discipline. He's a disciplinary. Watch when that shit happens. Next game, like I was saying, the next game I wanted to get to here was Jacksonville at Indianapolis. Really doesn't mean dick.
Honestly, I think Jacksonville is going to take this one. I mean, the Colts just aren't looking good, and I like the Jags. They kind of been stepping up. The defense is looking good, and they just throw deep all the time. They don't give a fuck. They're just going for a W.
Because they're playing with nothing to lose. Now, let's be honest. That's why they can do that all the time. And honestly, I'm going to say this right now. Indianapolis is the worst team to make the playoffs this year. Worst team. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. You can argue with me all day long. They're going to be one and done. They're just going to be fucking out. Worst team to possibly make the playoffs. Makes you mad. Makes me mad, at least. It really does.
It made me mad that they clinched after all them losses.
Yeah. It's bullshit, man. And you're talking to somebody who used to be a Colts fan before Jim Irsay said, we're going to fucking get rid of the best quarterback ever. Well, fuck you. So either way, there's that game. I'm glad that we're just kind of moving past these. Real quick, just in case you're wondering who I'm taking in that game, I am going to take Jacksonville in that game just because I want to see them win and fuck the Colts.
And you want to hear something crazy with the lines? The Jags are getting 11 points.
What?
11 points.
Holy shit. They actually believe that the Colts offense is that? I don't know. Something wrong with these people. 11 points?
I know.
11, that's insane. Anyway, I swear I'm shocked on that. I'm just going to keep saying that in my brain. 11 points? All right, anyway. Next game we're going to get here is a 4 o'clock game. Denver travels to Oakland, takes on the Raiders. Now, a little special thing on this game. I was talking to Goofy Bone earlier. This guy, I told you, 186 point deuce here on Spreaker. He's going to this game. He's a big Raiders fan. And I'm just going to be the first one to tell you this. I told you this before, but I'm going to say it right here live on air. Can you get me a signed autographed ball from Peyton Manning after he throws 4 touchdowns on your asses?
Yeah, in the first quarter, and then he gets taken out anyway.
That's it, because there's really nothing more to say about this game other than the fact that Denver will roll. What's the line on this? This I'm interested. Do you know that?
Yes, the Raiders are getting 11 points.
Oh, dude, they're going to fucking... Listen, Denver will cover that and then some. And then, I really mean it. I'm dead serious. Like, I think this is probably going to be the biggest blowout, the most lopsided matchup of the fucking week right here. Let's see. We can move on because really there's nothing else needs to be said about that. Fucking Al Davis needs to be rolling over his grave for a fucking miracle. But anyway, next game we got here. Tampa Bay travels to New Orleans, takes on the Saints.
Man, this is one of them games that doesn't look like it's going to be much, but it has all the potential to do so. I mean, the Saints have just been getting beat up on. I mean, Everybody's been kind of picking on them, and this is one of them games that the same thing can happen. V-Jax is going to play, Glennon's going to throw to him, and he's going to throw touchdowns. I mean, it's just they're just playing pretty good ball for the team that they kind of got set up over there in Tampa. But in saying that, I do think the Saints are going to play inspired. It's a win and in for the Saints. So if they lose, they're out. If they win, they're in. Well, no, if they lose, they're not out because Cardinals got to win. So if the Saints win, they're in. But if they lose, they got to hope on the Cardinals. So, yeah, true. Yeah, I think the Saints are still going to say, you know what, fuck this, we're the team to beat, even though they're not going to go anywhere in the playoffs if they make it. No. And I think they win today.
Their defense is so bad. It really, and I hate to say this because we talked about it before about, some of the improvements they made earlier in the season, and they did. They looked a lot better 5 to 10 weeks ago, if you will. But now they're just getting beat up. I mean, really, I don't give a fuck who your defensive coordinator is. Right now, it's Rob Ryan, I believe, over there. There's something is going wrong. Something is being lost in translation because their defense can't stop anybody. So, but having said that, though, let's be honest. Out of the two teams to pick in this matchup, New Orleans has got to win. I mean, if they can't beat Tampa Bay, then fuck, you don't deserve to be in the playoffs, right?
Yeah, true.
This is where I'm going with that. Next matchup here. This one kind of has a lot of implications for you and the Finns here. Buffalo's traveling to New England and Gillette Stadium to take on the Patriots.
Yeah, I mean, that really doesn't do anything for the Finns, all because the Patriots already clinched a division. It's some bullshit because we lost last week. But, in all honesty, man, this is my sleeper game of the week because look what they did to the Dolphins. I mean, not saying the Dolphins are the greatest team in the league. I mean, they're my team, but still. We have a solid defense, man, and they still put up, 19 points or some shit over us. And, they got a backup quarterback in Thad Lewis who's actually, in all honesty, playing better than E.J. Manuel. And Stevie Johnson was out, and they still found a way to win the game. And their defense stepped up big time. Their D-line just smashed us. I mean, our O-line sucks balls, but their D-line stepped up, man, and they're going to get to Tom Brady, and I think they're going to put him down 4 times this game. At least, and the Bills are going to win.
Now, here's my question for you because I can't remember offhand. Did they end up shutting out the Dolphins? Was it a complete shutout? It was. So I'm not trying to bring that up to rub it in your face, even though a lot of people would think that. No, but my point being is, because it was a complete shutout, people don't understand how hard it is to shut out an NFL team. It really is. It's it could be something as simple. Scoring plays could happen in anything. You could kick the ball off and it goes out of bounds and they get it in a 40 and they only have to make 2 plays and kick a field goal. That's you know what I mean. So to be able to shut out an NFL team speaks volumes, and especially with Buffalo, who always finds every year to play the spoiler. Every year when you think they are done and there's nothing left for them to play for, they come out with these wins that you're like, what the fuck just happened? So I agree with you.
That's it. They just say, fuck you. That's all they do. They're just like, you know what? I don't care. We don't care about this shit. You know what? Let's just go out and punch everybody in the face and let's win and say, fuck them.
That's it. And I'm actually picking Buffalo. And it's funny because earlier today when we were talking, I said, that's my sleeper pick. And you're like, me too. I'm like, shit, get out my head. But I really feel that way. You're right. I mean, they've given them fucking fits, before when they've played them. Tom Brady is a shell of the man that he once was as the champion that everybody remembers him. Sorry, but the motherfucker is just, he's not the fucking great quarterback that everybody wants him to be. He's not. And he doesn't have the weapons. So Buffalo wins that game. And by winning that game, it's going to fuck up the whole playoff picture. Just watch. Watch around 4 o'clock today. Or wait, but this game is so around
because
7 o'clock.
If the Patriots win, then they get the bye. Because they're already in, so if they win, they get the first round bye. That's what they're playing for. So
exactly. But around 7 o'clock tonight, you're going to see everybody be going like, what the hell happened? And I'm like, see, I told you. Next matchup here, man, we're flying past these pretty quick, but this is why I did this, though, folks. We're doing the shitty ones first so we can spend more time on the more important ones. Next matchup we have here is St. Louis Rams are traveling to Seattle to take on Seahawks. Fuck, I can't speak today.
This is it's one of them games that, again, like the Bucs Saints, don't look like it's going to be much of anything, but the Seahawks don't got anything to play for, and they're just going to, who knows? Who knows what the hell they're going to do? The Rams, they've just been beating up people for no apparent fucking reason, and they have the weird way to go 8-8 right now if they win.
Well, know something even weirder about that? Remember a couple of years ago when they went 7-9? Wasn't it or 8-8 and they made the playoffs? 7-9 was Seattle, but 8-8 and they made the playoffs. That's crazy. This year, not even close. Not even close.
That's it. And in saying that anyway, I still am gonna go the Seahawks because I still think even them not playing hard can beat the Rams because the Rams can't put up points. They
can stop. The defense can stop, but they can't score. You're right.
Yeah, but honestly, if I'm a betting man, the Rams are getting 13 points.
Oh, really?
If I'm a betting man, I'm betting on the Rams with the 13 points. I think the Seahawks are going to win. I just don't think they're going to cover 13.
I agree with you, and it does change my pick. It really does, and just on the betting part, because as for win and loss, I do believe Seattle's going to do it. Even when you can put back up everything in there, and their backup offense will be able to score enough to win the game. Even with St. Louis, listen, next year, St. Louis is a team you're going to look. As long as they draft well and do what they need to do, that defense will be feared next year. So just keep that in mind.
Showbilly said that he needs a doll so he can show you where Rick touched him.
I already know about Rick and his sick ways. I already know. And by the way, there's still a chance that Seattle ends up down as the 5th seed, too. Just something I was looking through in the scenarios. Even though I think they're 1 right now, they can actually fall pretty far. So this game does have a lot more meaning than what we're giving it, but in all reality, that's how it's happening. All right.
Oh, yeah, true. Oh, yeah, it says Seattle clinches the NFC West division and home field advantage throughout the playoffs with a win or tie, or a 49ers loss or tie. So, maybe they do play a little harder than what I thought, because I really didn't think they had anything on it. So
No, there's stuff there, but at the same time, I still think they're going to try to, if they go up big, you're going to see the Russell Wilsons and the Marshawn Lynches, resting, because it's just a smart fucking thing to do. The worst thing in the world, and it's happened a couple times, when you see your star players in a game that really doesn't mean much go down and you don't have them for the playoffs. Let's be honest. So. Let's just throw this out there real quick. We got a couple extra minutes here. The one funny thing about football that cracks me up is we spend all this time and all these scenarios about, we want home field, we want this, but in reality, if you look at the last 6 fucking Super Bowl champions, if you look at them, how many went on the road and won it all, right? The Giants, the Packers.
You'd rather be home. Still, no matter what. Even if you're going to lose, I'd rather be at home and you don't got to travel and you got
Baltimore
your own shit. You're more comfortable there.
I'm just saying. I'm listing them in my head. Like I said, the Giants they snuck in as a 16. They went on the road. The fucking Packers did it back in 2010. The last year Baltimore did. So in all honesty, I'm just saying we use these as talking points. Because, we have sports show, and that's what the fuck we want to talk about. But in all reality, it might not mean as much as we're putting on it. That's all I'm saying. Next game we got here, big game, huge game. I probably should have ranked it a little higher, but, let's be honest, it's not that great. Green Bay, Chicago. The reason why I say it's not that great is because I already know the winner's hands down. So, in my opinion.
I don't know, man. I don't know. This is going to be a tough-ass game. Rodgers is playing. Eddie Lacy is playing. Cutler's playing. Anything can happen, and this is one of them games where I thought definitely Bears were going to win prior to Aaron Rodgers playing. And it's not just because Aaron Rodgers is playing. Eddie Lacy's also playing.
Yep.
And then the whole team is just a better team when they know they have somebody running the team behind them. That just is what it is. Rodgers back there, they made a statement this morning saying they're going to let Rodgers go all out and do whatever the hell he wants to do. So, you know what? I went from Bears to picking Packers. I think the Packers are going to put it away. And in the weirdest way, we thought they were out a couple weeks ago. I think they make the playoffs.
Well, now, see, I'm going to go Green Bay too. But here's why, actually. It has more to do with what the Bears did than what Green Bay did. I think Green Bay is going to win today, and I think Mark Trestman is going to learn the best lesson in the world after he gets fired, that you do not take your hot hand out. Don't take them out. I don't give a fuck who it is, okay? Other than outside of the two quarterbacks I feel should start no matter what, Drew Brees and Peyton Manning, outside of them, your hot hand was motherfucking, what's his name there, McCown. You took him out. You brought Cutler back. Cutler, I mean, we were talking about this off air. Cutler is fucking crazy, okay? Alshon Jeffries is open more than you've ever seen in your life. The motherfucker is trimming his toenails, but Jay Cutler's still throwing to fucking Marshall with 4 people around him. And
Alshon's a beast. He's one of the best receivers in the game. He just does. He goes up and catches the ball, rips it from people's hands. He's made so many phenomenal plays this year that you can't overlook him, but yet Cutler does. I don't think that McCown should, be a starter next year. I mean, McCown's old too. Nobody really knows that. He don't got no other years left in him. I mean, he should have let him just ride the hot hand out through here see what happened, and then go with Cutler if something, shit the bed. But
that's it though. You're right. No, there's nothing saying that just because he had the hot hand, you play him for the next couple games, and maybe he does fuck up. Maybe you put Cutler in there anyway. But the point behind where I'm going with this whole thing is you didn't even give that a chance. You threw a quarterback in. Let's be honest. I think is fucking Brett Favre remade. You throw that quarterback in the game and just go fucking crazy, and it doesn't work. And I'm sorry. It's going to be the reason why they're not making the playoffs this year.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I can say about it is, I mean, you have a backup for one reason. You have a backup to come in and play when your starter is hurt. And then he is to know his role, go back, sit down, and your starter comes back in and play. And, I mean, that's what the whole thing is behind it, the whole concept. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, in that aspect, I mean, you got a starter. You don't sit him to keep playing. You know what I'm saying? It's one of them things that it's one of them things you got to decide on, and they made their decision, and now they're going to live with it.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, is they had the opportunity. Mark Trestman, sorry, he had the opportunity to use the excuse of, Cutler's still injured. Like, he could have played this off and would have been no controversy. But instead, I believe he went with star power. He got starstruck the way that most fantasy players do. Like, they went with the name. We talk about this all the time. He went with the name instead of what actually should have happened. And I'm telling you, it's going to be the reason why he loses his job. Think about this. Lovie Smith got fired for less. All right? That's all I'm saying. So.
I mean, definitely. It's going to be a game to watch because I just want to see him throw to a fucking triple covered Marshall while Alshon Jeffries is taking a shower in the end zone and shaving.
Just fucking chilling over there, like, hey, what's up, motherfucker? Flags and shit, big old fucking arrows, light signs. Nigga, I'm open.
That's it.
That's too fucking funny here. All right, next game we got here. Kansas City travels to San Diego to take on the Chargers. Now, the Chargers in this game still have a shot at the playoffs. And it makes me a little bit scared, but still, they have something to play for. Kansas City could be argued that they really don't. They've been stumbling. Let's be honest. Ever since Denver beat them, week 11, they have not been the same team. They've been exposed, and every other team has gone to that and used it against them. Am I wrong?
Yeah. No, it definitely is. I mean, the Chiefs, they already kind of basically said they're going to, play the starters here and there and then just, so they don't get rusty and then sit them. So, I mean, I don't know if their backups are good enough to beat the Chargers, and I don't even know if their starters were good enough to beat the Chargers. I mean, Phillip Rivers, and all said, whatever he is, what he is, but listen, man, he's not a quitter. He's not a quitter. No matter how the game goes, he's going to keep playing, and he's been showing that he's throwing the ball right. He's getting it to Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen has got MVP, rookie of the year in my vote. You know what I'm saying? He's doing his fucking thing over there. So, and all said, I think the Chargers take this one easily when the Chiefs sit down, and there's no question to it.
I might have to agree with you. I mean, and it sucks to say that, though. It really does, because San Diego's already beat Denver this year. So, as someone who's a Peyton Manning fan, it sucks. Well, it sucks saying that San Diego has a shot of making the playoffs, but you're right. For everything that you said there, I'm going to piggyback at all of it because it was all 100% right. I don't think that their backups, are able to beat them. Like you said, I don't think that the starters would have been able to beat them. That's the one thing about Kansas City. They can beat up on a lot of teams, but if they have a capable quarterback, that team is beating them. And it's been proven. But I will say this about Phillip Rivers. I didn't know this until this last week I did a little more research on him. He's a fucking hick. Damn it, I did not know that. He is the meaning of the word hick. I swear to God, Google that motherfucker and find out what I mean. It's absolutely crazy. Most successful hick ever, other than Brett Favre. He was a true hick, too. Anyway, so we're both taking fucking San Diego there.
Wrangler jeans. Tough.
Can you believe he's still doing them commercials? I wonder how many kids are looking at that going like, who the fuck is that old man?
Exactly. I can't believe they're still letting him do it. Like, what the fuck? Go home and do something, man. Don't even make the commercials anymore. Nobody, the kids are like, oh, Wrangler, what the fuck is a Wrangler, and who the fuck is Brett Favre? That's
right, man. And also, let's be honest, I believe there was some rumor that Favre might come back and play for the Jets next year. No. Hey, at this point, anybody's better than Geno. But anyway, next game we got here. San Francisco travels to Arizona, takes on the Cardinals. Now, look, the Cardinals are playing for a playoff spot. They're trying to just get in.
They win and Saints lose, and they're in. I mean, think about it, man. They win today, they could be 11-5 and not make the playoffs. I mean, and they've played their ass off this year. They've outdone everybody's expectations. I mean, they really have.
I will say that I agree. I believe that what's his name is up for Coach of the Year because of that. Arians, right?
Yeah, Bruce Arians. Yep.
Sorry about that. So yeah, I agree with you there. I do. But having said that, though, I think San Francisco is going to use this as a final tune-up. They're hungry. Remember, they lost the Super Bowl last year. They're in this position again. They need this final tune-up game. I still see San Francisco winning, and Arizona's dream just ends. Because let's be honest, Arizona's got a sick defense, great fucking defense, but struggles to score at times, and that's going to be the problem.
I don't know, man. I think they still score anyway. The Niners are tough to score on. It really is. It's going to be one of them tough games to watch, man. It really is. I mean, if San Francisco wins, they clinch the West, NFC West, and a first-round bye. So they need their win and the Seattle loss to do it up. But, I mean, and who the hell knows, man? It's one of them things. And San Francisco can clinch the division and home field advantage if they win and Seattle and the Panthers lose. So they do have a lot to play for still, which people really don't know until now. I mean, if you really didn't check it out. And saying that, I still think the Cardinals are going to do it, man. They're hungry as all hell. They have a solid team. They got like 3 ex-Miami Dolphins on their team. That's why I like them too, man. Carlos Dansby. They got people, I don't even know why the fuck we got rid of them. Philip Wheeler, Carlos Dansby. It's like, what the fuck? But anyway, I think the Cardinals are going to do it, man. I think they're just going to prove that they're a team to be reckoned with. They're going to be a team to be reckoned with in the future. And, and they're just going to hope the Saints lose.
Yeah. Well, hey, listen, we can agree to disagree there. We'll let it all shake out. But I see San Francisco just coming out on top here. Next game we got here. This one is your game. New York Jets travel to Miami. Beautiful fucking weather down there I see today. Take on the Dolphins.
I'll tell you what, man. I'm fucking nervous. All right, I'm scared because look what the fuck happened last week. The Dolphins should have fucking beat the Bills. I mean, there shouldn't have been no question to it. You know what I'm saying? It should have beat them. I don't know. I'm scared. I still think we're gonna win. The Jets just haven't shown me enough to think that they're gonna beat us. I think I don't know, man. I'm just nervous. It's hard. Dolphins are gonna win. Fins up. Fuck the Jets. Let's go.
Okay, now, all right. I would love to take the adverse side of this and just to piss you off. You know I do that a lot. But I can't. Right. I really can't because the Jets, I'm sorry, Miami couldn't have had this laid out any more perfect for them. They have the easiest road out of all the 4 teams in the AFC to get that 6th seed. They do have the easiest road. I see them at least getting the win today. I don't know about the rest of the equation, but look, the Jets are going to come out. Fucking Rex Ryan is coaching for his job. I still don't think it's going to make a difference. I still think no matter if he wins or loses, needs to go. It's the only thing that's going to correct the Jets. Rex needs to go and be a fucking defensive coordinator somewhere, not a head coach. Having said all that craziness, I'm taking Miami just because the Jets are that bad, not because Miami's that good.
I mean, there's a couple weird scenarios on here for the playoff for the Dolphins playoff berth. I don't understand some of them. I mean, I understand it says Miami win and a Baltimore loss or tie, okay, and they're in, or a Miami win and the San Diego Chargers win. I mean, how the hell is Miami making the playoffs if we win and San Diego wins, and doesn't matter what happens in Baltimore or something?
I don't know. It's so weird. I saw that too. Me and you were commenting on that. Like, how the fuck does that work? And I don't fucking know. I actually, and then you start throwing in the tie thing. Let's just say one game happens to tie today. Oh, well, that'll fuck up everything too. So I don't know.
Yeah. If Miami ties and Baltimore loses and San Diego loses or ties, or Miami ties and Baltimore ties and San Diego ties. If they all tie, how the hell do we still get in? Because Baltimore holds the win over us. It doesn't make any sense.
I have no idea. Whoever did this shit. What?
Yeah, whoever wrote that shit up, I think, was fucking on some heavy crack, I think, because that shit doesn't make any sense.
I think ESPN there in Connecticut, meth is the drug of choice. I'm just saying.
Oh, that all works. I mean, all I know is as long as the Finns win and the Ravens lose, we're fucking in. So that's all I'm hoping for.
All right, well, I'll tell you, let's move on here. Next one we got, Baltimore travels to Cincinnati, takes on, I think, the scariest team in all of the AFC outside of Denver and the Bengals.
Yeah, man, it's going to be a crazy game. I mean, the Bengals beat them up the first time, and I honestly, if the Bengals, I was already going with the Bengals anyway. I didn't know they had as much on the line until I looked at what they really have on the line, which is they get the first round bye. And if they win and New England loses, they get the first round bye. So, I mean, I think they're all for it. I think they're going to win, and I think they're going to bust the Ravens' ass. They just got an all-around better team, you know?
Well, that, and remember, Baltimore's coming off of a dismantling loss to New England last week. I mean, that was bad. I mean, we've talked last week about how that would probably be a closer game and this and that. I remember this conversation. And then the game's being played and just New England stomp the shit out of them. It's probably the worst game I've ever seen the Ravens play in my entire life. So, you know, you coming off of that shit, dude, Cincinnati's a way better team than New England. People, I said that, and believe me, Cincinnati is a way better team than New England, so they're just going to roll right over them. I don't even think it's going to be close. You might even see Joe Flacco pulled at halftime. That's how bad, honestly. I'm serious. I wish I was joking, but let's see. Where are we at here now? I'm missing fucking matchups now. I don't know what the fuck. Oh, here we go. Next matchup, we only got 3 more left here. Carolina travels to Atlanta. Oh, no, we already did that, didn't we? No, Carolina travels to Atlanta, take on the Falcons. Big game for Carolina.
Man. Yeah, this is an anything can happen game because, as we all know, the fuck is retiring this year.
Oh, yeah,
Tony Gonzalez.
Yep.
Yeah, Tony Gonzalez, this is it. This is last game of his career. He's already one of the best tight ends to ever play the game. I just think they're going to throw to him like 25 times this game because they have nothing to play for anyway. I think they're just going to give him screen passes, you know, and make the flying V in front of him and think they're the Mighty Ducks and let them run with the ball. I mean, but in saying that, it is a game where anything can happen, but I still think that they come out a loser in this game, and, you know, I mean, that's all there is to say.
Well, here's where I'm going to tell you, to go along with your point here, here's where it gets crazy. You're right. They've already stated that. They're going to just throw to him as many times as possible. And one, I'm just going to correct you by saying, not only is he one of the best tight ends of all time, I'll even go as far to say he's one of the best receivers. Fuck the position. Just someone who catches the ball. He's one of the best to do it of all time in the NFL. Let's just be honest there.
Definitely agree.
But, you know, once again, let's just say that they do go with that plan. Let's just say that they throw to him at no cost. Panthers defense is fucking great, dude. And those are some smart fucking players, linebackers and cornerbacks and safeties. I'm just saying we might see a couple picks of fucking what's his name today? Matty Ice. We might see a couple picks because, like you said, you know, and that will change the whole fucking game. Even though Carolina I have picked to win anyway, but might change the game from being a close game to just a straight fucking blowout. I mean, really, this is how I feel because they keep throwing.
Yeah, no, it definitely can happen. I mean, it's got one of them, you know, implications that it can happen. They're going to keep throwing to him, and you know, he's going to throw picks. He's not going to give a shit if he throws 85 picks in the game. He just wants Tony to have a, you know,
they
a
want
fun
Tony
day
to have a career game.
Stats.
That's it. You know, and imagine that. That's another thing. You know, if you happen to be in a fantasy league where today is your last game, there are some leagues out there. Today is the last game, championship games going on. I'm just saying, if you happen to get a deal, you want to plug in fucking Gonzalez Day. You really, because they're going to try anything they can to give that man a career game. So something to keep in mind. Next matchup we have here. This one is where Joe wants to talk about. Cleveland Browns travel to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. Now,
all right, man.
Steelers.
This is a crazy one.
Yes. And the Steelers have the hardest road to get into playoffs. Hardest one. They got to win. Then they need Miami, San Diego, and who else?
They need the whole league to lose.
They need AFC completely just to lose.
They need Miami, Baltimore, and San Diego to lose.
Yeah, that's crazy. But here's the deal. We were talking about this off air, and I'm going to bring it up on air. I'm not completely doubting that, and that is impossible. I'm not going to say that because stranger things have happened. All right, I believe the Steelers were in the same situation before in their fucking history, and they've come through, and they've actually been the one. So
listen, stranger shit has happened, and this shit has happened also with the Jets a couple years ago. So I mean, it can happen. And think about it: Miami's already lost last week to the fucking garbage ass Bills.
They have a chance of losing this week.
Yeah, Baltimore's in line to lose to the Bengals,
Yep.
and who knows about the Chiefs and Chargers? I mean, that's they're going to sit their starters, but still.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe Rivers chokes and the Chiefs, secondary just start picking them off and running it back for touchdowns.
Oh, I see. Now, Joe, we're just trying to help him out. We're talking good about, how it's possible and all this. And here he goes off into fucking dreamland. He's talking about them winning their 5th title this year. All right. Calm the fuck down, okay? Just calm down. I said they'll make the fucking playoffs. It's possible, but I don't know about I don't think they have a team to make a title run. Do you? Honestly, spend a minute here. Do you think that the Steelers actually, if they were to get in, have a shot at winning it all?
No. I mean, listen, if they get in, I mean, they might. Who knows? With the crazy shit that happens, they might get in. I'm not going to, take that out of the equation. Just for them to even be in the playoff hunt is still kind of crazy, but they don't have the team. They don't have a defense. I mean, everybody's kind of just not as good as they used to be over there. And I know it's one of the things I always said, they're old. But, I mean, it's true. They've played their time, and they're kind of predictable, except for Palomalu because he does whatever the fuck he wants. But still, they just don't have the defense to do anything.
And I do believe he is right. He's correcting me. It's his 7th title, right? They've won 6 already, so they win their 7th. I don't know. I'm lost. I know that it's the Steelers and I forget the other team that are up there with the most championships. So either way, that's just how it goes there. But having said all of this, as for a pick in the game, believe it or not, I actually thought there would have been an outside chance of Cleveland taking this one until I saw today Joe Hayden's not playing. When I saw that, I got to pick Steelers.
I know. I mean, that's the thing, man. I was going Browns. I was going Browns because Jason Campbell was looking good. He did have a bad week there, and I mean, what the fuck? They still got Josh Gordon. Mm-hmm. I mean, and Jordan Cameron's active for today.
Kind of crazy,
they still have a decent defense.
That thing with Cameron's kind of crazy because when you think about it, with the whole concussion and all that, he's kind of coming back a lot sooner than anybody thought. I thought he was just going to be done for the season, and just having him play today is kind of crazy. It's a little weird. Makes me think that maybe
you need him out there.
Well, it makes me think that the league is a little more paranoid than they need to be about this concussion stuff. That's all.
Of course, but I mean, after that big settlement, I mean, it's just what happens. I mean, they got to be.
Yeah, but the one where they didn't admit to any wrongdoing by admitting to wrongdoing.
Yeah, I was, honestly, and saying that, I was gonna go with the Steelers. I was gonna switch it up, but you know what? I just can't, man. I'm gonna go with the Browns. I'm gonna take another team opposite of you. We're gonna see what happens. Just to piss off Shillbilly, and we're going to go with the Browns.
And listen, I'm just saying, man, it still might happen. It's going to be crazy. Okay, the best game of the week, I saved it for last. It's tonight at 8:30. I really, truly believe it's going to be the best game of the week. Philadelphia Eagles travel to Dallas to take on the homo-less Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, this is a crazy one. This is all over the place because this is Nick Foles' first time being in the limelight, the spotlight, everything on the line. Who knows what he does? Okay, let me just get that out of the way right off the bat. Because everybody says, oh, Eagles are going to smash the Cowboys. I mean, I think they're going to win, yes. But I'm not saying that there's not a chance for the Cowboys to roll over the Eagles.
Yeah.
Because Orton, who knows? I mean, he's still a decent quarterback. He was never really that damn bad. I mean, he's still decent. So, and he's able to do what he wants. He's got weapons over there. He can dump it off to DeMarco Murray whenever he wants. Hand it off to him. If they have success running the ball and the Eagles stay sitting on the bench, they can do some damage. And Dez is going to get the double coverage. Drop it off to Witten. Terrence Williams is showing some stuff over there. Drop it off to Terrence Williams. It just is what it is. I mean, he's going to find the big name guys. He knows that's what they're making him do. They're telling him the game plan. Listen, I don't give a fuck. You're just going to throw the ball to Dez and Witten and hand it off to DeMarco Murray. That's just what they're telling him. So, I mean, Who the hell knows? I'm going to go with the Eagles. I'm going to say Nick Foles. I believe in him now. I didn't for a while. He had to prove to me some shit. He proved to me the shit he needed to prove to me. And I think that he comes up and he just says, you know what? Fuck the Cowboys.
Yo, I'm sorry. I'm going to comment on this, but did you read what's in the chat? I got to bring this up. He said, I heard they were going to write a book about the Finns in the last 30 years, but they gave up because apparently they had no title. Sorry. All right. Back to the show.
I appreciate the show, Billy. Fuck the Steelers. They're going to lose today.
That was so good. Anyway, back to what we're saying. Listen, a lot of different things could happen in this game. You're right.
You try to sound so professional coming back in there. Just didn't work.
That's right. I had to. But either way, okay, so, with this game, you're right. I can see where fucking Dallas still has a shot if they just fucking hand the ball to DeMarco Murray, 2 out of fucking the 4 downs every single time they have a shot of doing it. Because DeMarco Murray is that good. He really is. But at the same time, this is what quarterbacks get paid for. Nick Foles, you brought it up, and it's a good point. This is his make or break right here. There's even people I've talked to that think Nick Foles should be in the talks for MVP. I don't think so, just because he didn't play the whole season. Me and Eddie were talking about a little bit different there. But at the same time, this is those moments. Now, 2 things can happen. He can come out and he can pull a Tom Brady. I hate to say this in a good fashion, but pull Tom Brady, and do what needs to be done and have a great fucking game and build a legacy from there. Or, and I hate to bring it to a movie, he can come out, he can pull a Sugar Bowl performance by fucking Falco, from fucking Replacements, and he can actually just completely ruin all of this season that he built up and did so well with. If he does not play well today, all that gets taken away. So, I mean, really, this is, like I said, this is going to be the best matchup. I can't wait for 8:30 tonight. But if I had to pick, first I need to know the line before I pick. What's the line?
Okay, the line is the Cowboys are getting 7 points.
Wow.
Getting 7. That kind of puts it right there in the middle to where if they were getting 5, I say Eagles. If they're getting 9, I'd say Cowboys. But they're getting 7, so it makes it tough to where I say I don't even go with the points. I don't even fucking put any money on this game. You can't do it.
But one last point before I pick here. Actually, I did think about this, and it was brought up by Mike Ditka early this morning when I was watching NFL Prime, whatever the fuck, one of the goddamn millions of shows I watch on Sunday. Ditka brought this up about Orton. Orton gave up on being a starter in this league when he signed that 3-year deal with Dallas to be the backup. What does that mean? That means a lot. That means that his confidence knew after the Denver and all the crazy shit that he was not a starting quarterback. If you have a man going into a game like this saying and accepting the fact that he's not a starting quarterback, I don't see many good things coming out of it. Having said that,
I agree with that.
Having said that, we got Philadelphia is who I'm going to pick in this game, and they better fucking pull it out. I mean, honestly, I've said it. Nick Foles, this is your fucking stage. You want to be known as a good player, you want to, build that leg, you need to do it today. Today is the fucking day. That simple.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, 2 things I want to throw out there. When DeMarco Murray gets the ball 20-plus times, the Cowboys are 11-0.
Yeah, that's
Think
crazy.
about that.
That's
11-0.
That's correct. And they can do,
Okay.
I believe, with anybody behind center. It doesn't have to just be Romo there for that 11-0. I think the same thing. If they hand it to him today 25 times, first of all, they need to have that ability to do it, okay? They got to stop something. But if they hand it to him 25 times, they have more of a shot at winning. I really believe that. They think they're going to have, I don't know, it's so crazy. But then you look over here and you look at Philadelphia. They got that 20-second offense I always talk about. With any time they can fucking just score. Deshaun Jackson, LaShawn McCoy. So I don't fucking know.
Yeah, but that can ruin them. Think about that. That can ruin them. Turn everything over, trying to do all, oh yeah, boom, 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 score, boom, 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 score. All right, and if the Cowboys are taking their time and scoring, it could be the last person who scores, and who knows? That could wind up hurting them instead of taking their time and scoring in the end. You know what I'm saying? This is honestly going to come down to the offense coordinator for the Cowboys. It is, because he has to pick the plays suitable to set up the run game and to help out the offensive line and not getting Orton hurt. So he's got to pick dump passes, screen passes, and hit some passes and then go to the run. Hit a couple little passes, go to the run. Then concentrate on the run. Then hit a couple little passes, then go for the run. It's kind of what he's got to do. If you don't do that, and he don't pick the right plays, it's on him.
Well, and there's a lot of things that, and then let's just talk about this for a couple minutes. We got 2 or 3 minutes before the game start here. And by the way, real fast, I will be continuing Motor Mouth Sports myself here. I don't know if you want to hang out, Eddie. You're more than welcome. But I'm going to be continuing a little bit past 1 today because I want to talk about some other stuff, some fantasy. I got a couple callers that want to call in, So either way, if you want to leave for the games, have fun, enjoy the fucking games today. But now with all that other stuff, if Dallas loses the way that I think they're going to lose, how could anybody make the argument that Jason Garrett should keep his job? That's the question. That's what I understand. Nobody's talking about that. This team has been it's been a picture of mediocrity for fucking years, and yet this man still keeps his job. I'm blown the fuck away.
I know. That is the weirdest shit to me. Is that how can you say? Well, honestly, I don't know, man. It's not Garrett. It's fucking Jones. I mean, he's got a whole weird way of running shit over there and lying to people. Oh, you're not playing for your starting job. I mean, look what we did to Wade Phillips. I mean, come on. No, Wade, you're not playing for your job. No, it doesn't matter what you do today. You're still the man. You're fired.
Well, wasn't it the biggest thing for me was with Jimmy Johnson? Was that where it all started hitting heads? Because think about this, right? I didn't like the Cowboys back then. I never liked them. I hate them. I hate them just as much as I hate the Patriots. Just a horrible team. But Jimmy Jones was doing everything back when he was with the Cowboys. He was drafting. He was doing great. I mean, they had great players lined up for the future. The whole night they were winning then. And Jerry Jones couldn't handle the fact that he wasn't the center of attention. And he got rid of the best coach to ever really coach for him. And there's been nothing but, I want to say, nothing more than just replacements since then. I mean, think about a better Dallas coach since Jimmy Johnson. You can't.
Yeah. No, definitely not. He, well, in the same token, he was wanting to leave. They butted heads so many times and so many different things that he was just said, listen, I'm done. I can't do it anymore here with you. I know I helped out. We did a thing. We made a team, and yeah, we're champions, but I can't do it here anymore. It was stressful for him, man. It's like what Coughlin's going through right now. He thought he was good. They had a decent team, and you know what? He's dying every damn day. He's on his deathbed, man. He's having a stroke at least every other day. When he goes home, they got to bring him back to life, man.
Yeah, I said now Shillbilly's saying no, it was the Eric Dickerson trade. Hey, there was a lot of things that went into that. You're right. I mean, there's so many things. But, having said that, and all this other crazy stuff that we're mentioning here, another reason why I picked Philadelphia is because Dallas just does not have a great track record in these win-or-go-home games. So, either way, long story short, if you're a Dallas fan, all right, there is a suicide hotline number. I will help you out with it a little bit later in the show. Don't worry about it. Don't end your life. Next season starts only less than a year away. You'll be good.
That's it. You better call the hell out of that hotline. I think it's something like 1-800-ROMO blows goats or some shit like that.
Exactly. But anyway, folks, listen, we're going to wrap up this one small portion here of Motor Mouth Sports. Eddie, like I said, if you're more than welcome to hang in. I know you're big on watching the games and all that fun stuff. You want to
listen, man, I'm sitting in front of the computer with the TV to my left. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I'll still be here.
All right, cool, because we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. I'm going to have my man Ernie's going to be calling in from Motor Mouth Sports League. I want to see if Joe Shillbilly here wants to give a call and talk a little bit. And I want to go over just a couple more things. I want to go over my, the MVP candidates, even though, let's be honest, it's a one-horse race. But there's other ones that should be mentioned. Coach of the year. But then I want to do the reverse of that. I want to do not just, the best coach. I want to know who the worst coach of the year is. So, got still a bunch of things to cover here. This is Motor Mouth Sports.
It's out of my hands and all I can do is wait. It's the not knowing that has put me in this state. The minutes feel like hours, the tension is too great. I've done my part, so now it's in the hands of fate. Waiting for my AIDS test to come back. I shouldn't have fucked that prostitute without a prophylactic. Waiting for my AIDS test to come back. Regret is dripping from me like my semen down her crack, and now I wait. They have been frayed, my pants they have been shat. I know the nurse will say it's time to have a chat. At least I'll never worry about getting fat. I should think positive. No, wait, I didn't say that. Waiting for my AIDS test to come back. I never should have blown that tranny in my Cadillac. Waiting for my AIDS test to come back. I just had to taste that sweet forbidden nectar from his sack, and now I wait. Is it over? Will my jersey be retired? Will my name stitched upon a quilt be required? Did I make a difference? Was my life inspired? Will Denzel Washington defend me when I'm fired? Waiting for my AIDS test to come back. Eating asshole shouldn't be an aphrodisiac. Waiting for my AIDS test to come back. If I'm clean, I swear to God I will stop shooting smack. Probably. Boys and girls, don't be naive. Take it from your Uncle Steve. AIDS cares not whom it affects. Caught from unprotected sex. Sharing needles, blood or spit, or piss or semen. Even shit from handshakes, sneezes, toilet seats. From monkey bites and uncooked meats. From dirty coins and dreadlocked hair. From certain children in daycare. Drinking water, breathing air. I tell you, AIDS is everywhere. God, I can't take anymore. I think I'll run right out that door. But wait, the nurse comes straight away. Tell me, what does my test say? I'm okay. I'm okay. It's just chlamydia.
Damn, motherfuckers, this is some nasty shit. They got a medication for that. But welcome back, folks. This is Motor Mouth Sports. I am your host, motherfucking Dino. Crazy Fins is with me as always.
Yes, sir.
And now we have a guest on the line. We have the man, the one, the only, blunt force, Mr. Ernie Abbott. What the fuck is going on, Ernie?
Hey guys, man, I just wanted to say on the air, man, great goddamn show today, man. I fucking love you guys together, man. You do a great fucking job, man. Great show, man, for real.
Appreciate
Thanks,
that.
man.
I really
Don't make my head any bigger than it is, you know? Come on.
That fitted cap won't fit anymore.
So you telling me the Dolphins still got a chance to get in the playoffs?
Oh, yeah. No, actually, they're playing right now. The Jets game, Jets and Miami are on. They're down in Miami. And, yeah, they do. If they win today, and what was the scenario there, Ed?
And the Ravens lose. The Ravens got to lose, and we got to win, and we're in.
It's something about San Diego winning, too. I don't...
Yeah, I don't know. That was some weird shit. It said that if we win and San Diego wins, then we're in. That doesn't make any sense. I think that's fucked up. It's definitely not right.
Now, Ernie, I want to bring up a couple things here, a little outside the sports world here real quick. Well, not really outside. It's just outside for many people, to our league. You ended up placing second in the league, which, first of all, for a first year, I want to congratulate you on that. It's your first year doing fantasy. Awesome shit there. But how did you feel about the championship match?
I first of all, I want to congratulate Dan from Cream and Scream, and he kicked my ass 3 times this year, and the only reason, to be quite honest, is because of that fucking Peyton Manning. God damn it. Every time I fucking went against that team, starting off with the first game of the year, if you remember when Manning broke the record through 7 TDs, scored like 1,400 points in the freaking fantasy thing. So every time I played against him, Manning just, it was Manning, man. Manning was the whole reason, man. He kicked my ass. But I loved it. I had a great time, so my first time ever in a fantasy league, and I had a great time. I look forward to next year, man. It was some good shit, man. I really enjoyed it.
But I got to say this, and then, really, this is the most shocking part, is you started off rough. All right? And I remember that I think you were like 1-2, and then after that, you and fucking just went balls to the wall, dude. I think you won like 6 or 7 in a row.
Yeah. Actually, the first week I went against Manning, and then the second week, the guys I played, his quarterback was Aaron Rodgers, who had a career day. So the first 2 weeks, the quarterbacks against me had freaking career years. So I started off 0-2, and then I think it was like 7 or 8 in a row. I ran off, and then till I played Make 'Em Cream and Scream again, and that son of a bitch beat me again with Manning. And then, but again, the matchup, the final matchup where I played him again for the championship, I had I had like 6 of my guys that had bad weeks, man, and it kind of all went all to hell. But at least I was in the final game, So.
That's it. And that's what, something just to keep in mind. I always tell people that, it's hard to get there. I was trying my ass off. I did. Middle of the season, I was, 3rd or 4th place in fucking league. I'm trying my ass off to climb up there. Hang on one second, Joe. So I was doing my best. I ended up 3rd, so I'm happy about that. But at the same time, I do agree with you. It was crazy about how every single time you face Manning, he just went off.
Oh, man, he kicked my ass, But so I got to give props and congratulations to Dan for winning the championship this year, and a good job by you too, Dino, for coming in 3rd, man. You came from way back.
Oh,
man.
come on, man, come on now.
Come on, let him stroke my ego a little.
Sorry, Ed.
I should have been in the 1st and 2nd. I should have been in the championship match. I let Dan in there by making that bad decision, starting the Dolphins defense, because I'm an asshole. But any of the other 2 defenses I would have started on the bench, I would have won. I had made a bad decision, and then I didn't really care as much. Even though I did start the team I should have started, and Dino did.
Well, when your fall started, it was when I kicked your ass that one week in the head-to-head matchup, man. It was all downhill for you after that, bro.
That was his first loss. You're right. That was his first loss. But also, I just want to add in there, though, that is a lesson to be learned by that, Ed. The fact is you can't be a fan in fantasy football. You just can't be.
Of course. I just, honestly, I thought that, listen, man, what I do every time when I play on fantasy, I go by, matchups. And I went by a matchup. We beat up on Brady the first time, and I thought we were going to do it again. But we didn't, and, I fucked up, and that's what happened, man.
So you guys are setting aside the Pats, huh? You don't think they have a shot this year, huh?
Well,
no.
I'm not setting them completely aside. I'm just saying at the same time.
I am.
All I'm saying is that they don't have the complete team I think that's going to be needed in order to win it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
they're going to be a tough out, though, man. They're going to be a tough out,
The only way, in my opinion, that they have a chance is if they win today and they clinch that bye. Then at least it gives them more time to strategize and who they're going to play and shit. And other than that, I really don't see them going far. I think they're going to be out the 1st round, man. Honestly, just because everybody's kind of hurt. Kemba Tompkins, Aaron Dobson, they're 2 rookie wide receivers. They've been in and out, hurt, not playing good. And, I mean, they just, and Gronk is out. You don't really have any receivers over there.
Well, you figure they lost Gronk. They lost, Vince Wilfork. They lost Mayo. They lost a lot of big pieces of the puzzle, man. But they're still carrying on, man. Watch out, man. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, the only other reason is the only other reason they got a shot is because they got a lot of money to keep paying off these officials. I'll tell you.
No, man. What I think's going to happen there is they're going to roll through the AFC. They're going to be heavy favorites to win, and then a lesser team's going to blow them out in the Super Bowl in dramatic fashion and crush all the Patriot fans' hearts again.
I'll tell you, thank God I'm not a gambler, because I would have bet my house on them last 2 Super Bowls against fucking Giants.
Especially man, one 2 times ago.
Son of a bitch.
The one that they were undefeated, and then they lost, and Tyree caught the ball on his helmet.
Oh,
he closed his eyes and threw another fucking pass.
Eli Scrick come out of a pile like I don't know how he got out of there yet.
God damn that fucking play!
That is hands down the greatest play I've ever witnessed in football.
Yeah. Thanks a lot for that, bro.
No, and I'm not taking a shot at you, Ernie, but all the factors,
yes, you are.
That was a great catch.
But when you look at it though, with
Rodney Harrison hanging all over that prick,
him getting out of the pile to even get away to get rid of the ball, and then the catch at the end, he was right on his elbow, and he had the round of that ball on his helmet, and he was able to hold that hard enough, and that man pulling on his elbow all the way to the ground.
Yeah,
That's-
Rodney.
That was all Tyree, man. You know, because you watch him replays again. Eli closed his eyes and turned his head and threw the ball. I mean, he didn't even look
How
where he's
strong
throwing
that
it.
man must be in his upper body and that in his arm to hold that, to fight that off and hold that ball steady on a round helmet.
Well, look
But
at this way.
who would have thought Eli would have 2 Super Bowl rings and Peyton only 1, man?
Until
That's
the end of this
bullshit,
season.
man.
Don't worry about it. This season. Peyton will get a second. But no, hang on. Wait, there's a point that I want to go to with all this because look, we talk about Tyree. It was an amazing catch. We also got to remember the next year or the next Super Bowl they played. Fucking what's his name Manningham made a spectacular catch on the sideline. That's the
Yeah, that
reason
was
why
great.
they won
Yeah.
that game. And both of those players are gone, but yet Eli's still there. That's fucking crazy. That's all I'm gonna say. Is that
Who in the fuck knew who David Tyree was before that play?
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but he'd been playing. No, I knew who he was because living here in New
Oh,
York,
right.
I can't help but know a little about the Giants, and he was playing decent. It's not like he was a scrub, but that was a spectacular
right.
catch.
Yeah, you know what messed us up though? Look at Wes Welker, man, on them drop balls,
Oh,
man. You know
man.
what I'm saying? The guy had phenomenal numbers for them years he was with us, but when the big game was on, man, he didn't come through for us.
I said it 1,000
tell you what
times.
I
He is
told
not
my-
clutch.
True,
Yeah.
true.
Told
But
my
that
cousin.
nobody could put that on him. That one play there, everybody keeps trying to put it on him. That's a hard to catch ball. I mean, I know he
I say
catches
that
them
too.
balls, but they are dropped a lot. I mean, it was a hard. He had to twist his whole body backwards to catch that fucking ball. That was you can't put it on him, man. That was a hard ass catch.
But
Yeah,
when
I
Wes
don't know.
Walker came into the league, he was young and he was fearless, and he would go across the middle and he would catch anything. But
Yeah.
he got into the NFL and he wasn't playing with boys anymore. He was playing with men, the best in the world. And once he got popped and hurt a few times, he was never the same going across the middle. None of them ever are.
Oh, he used to get crunched, man. He got crunched a few
Not a
times.
very
I don't know
big
how
guy.
the hell he got up.
Well, we'll see what's going to happen here if he passes these concussion tests finally and winds up, playing in the playoffs. Who knows? That might make a big difference, and it might hurt him. Who the hell knows? If it's another big time game and he fucking drops balls again, I mean, who knows?
Well, I did want to get into a little talking point. I know we're all just kind of bullshitting here, but I want to get everybody's opinion while we're in here. MVP of this league this year, we know is Peyton, hands down, right? That's where it's going. But do you guys have any other honorable mentions that you think should be there?
Yeah, Peyton Manning.
Yeah, it's hands down Peyton Manning's going to win it. That's quite obvious. But
Oh, but yeah, don't forget about Peyton Manning though.
Well, no, there are some players that I want to throw into this mix, like Calvin Johnson. He had 329 receiving yards in a game this year. That's fucking amazing.
I'm lousy with names, but buddy over there, quarterback in Seattle.
Oh, yeah, Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson.
That's something
Yeah.
right there I can agree with you on. Just, not so much off of the numbers, but just the fact that he's been efficient, he's there, and he is the cornerstone of that offense. I agree with you on that one. And,
Yeah, but his numbers just ain't right, man. Not even numbers. I watched some of the games. He couldn't score on doo-doo teams earlier in the season. The first couple games, he just wasn't him.
that's true. Well, that was also because they were trying to make him a pocket passer, and it wasn't until about mid-season that they said, you know what, just do what you do. So, it's another big thing there. But another...
Julian, I'm going to throw out a name, Julian Edelman.
Oh, stop it. Oh,
He's going to end up with 100 catches, man. He's going to lead the Pats all the way. That motherfucker, he was a quarterback at Kent State. They what a great pickup, and they turned him into a receiver. He originally started off running back kickoffs and shit like that, but what a great year he's had, man. I don't know if you watched him. He's unstoppable.
I'm not gonna
Starting
lie.
to think Ernie views the game with a little bit of blue tinge to his glasses.
I mean, he's had a
got that
good
right,
year.
though.
He's a solid receiver. He definitely is. But MVP talk, I can't say that.
well, I'll say this. He was what they wanted Danny Amendola to be this year. And it was shocking to see that it was Edelman rise up to that level. I thought Amendola was going to do that.
I mean, Amendola healthy though. I mean, he's good, man. He's a solid receiver.
I would think Antonio Brown would be more of a candidate.
see, now that I was going to go there, not just because of the receiving, but the returning ability this year. He has changed many games with that. So that is another name I want to throw in there. Not just that, but I've said this 1,000 times. I think he's probably one of the best receivers in the league right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
he was
would-
definitely
I would say
overshadowed
that.
by Wallace, before, and that's what it was over there. I mean, I always liked him when Wallace was over there. I said, Antonio Brown's going to be a good receiver when they say, okay, let's throw to Antonio Brown a little more because he's our all-around guy, and Wallace left, and Antonio Brown's got the limelight, and he's doing something with it. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't choke under pressure, and he wants the ball more and more and more. So, I mean, he definitely did the same thing this year.
One other name I want to throw out there for MVP, Josh Gordon.
Yeah, he didn't play all year, though. That's the only thing.
I know.
But the fucking guy is phenomenal, man. He's the fastest. I don't even know, man. He's the fastest guy in the league, I guess, because nobody can catch this son of a bitch. He's always open, and even with Jason Campbell, who can throw 80 yards, he still can underthrow the shit out of him because Gordon is so fast.
Well, not
Gordon
just that.
Gordon could probably beat a quarterback and throw
Are
it
they
to
going
his
for it?
self.
I hate to interject, but are they going to go for it on 4th and 1?
Oh, I don't know.
No, they threw the challenge flags out there. I think he got the first down because he wasn't touched before he went to the ground.
You guys are speaking of the Miami.
Dalton just got picked off again.
Wow. The first game you guys were talking about was the Dolphins-Jets game, right?
That's
Yeah.
correct.
All right.
Yep.
But either way, back on the Antonio Brown thing, not Josh Gordon, I'm sorry. The reason why I'm throwing him in there just for an honorable mention is how many games did he have 150 yards plus this year? And I also believe that he led the league in most 40-plus yard touchdown passes, too. I mean, like you said, there was games that I was watching. Cleveland wasn't doing shit. Nothing at all. But all it was, all right, Gordon, we just need you to run really fast all the way downfield. And bam, this motherfucker's scoring an 80-yard play. And you're like, holy shit. Nobody's close to him.
Yeah. Yeah, the other side of that is
Got 80 catches for 1,564 yards.
Wow.
9 TDs.
It's fucking amazing. You know what I'm saying? Fucking amazing. And then just on a side note, I'm going to shoot Andy Dalton in the face. This motherfucker is blowing my fucking Finn's chance here. He didn't even. You should have seen that pass, man. He just threw it like 10 yards over fucking AJ Green's head and into the hands of the Ravens, and now they got the ball again. This is bullshit.
Maybe they were paid off.
Yeah, they had the Cheatriots. They just threw some money over there too.
it looked like he was trying not to break it.
Oh,
Looked like he
shit.
didn't want to break the ball when he threw it.
So now we've talked about MVP. Let's go to the opposite. Who is your most disappointing player this year? I'm going to start this one with a big fucking name. We talked, fucking crazy, just mentioned him. Mike Wallace, by far the most disappointing player in all of football.
I mean, I don't know. I'm going to go a little bit different way on this. But what I got to say about that is it's not his fault in a way. I never liked him. I didn't want him to go to the Finns. Don't get me wrong. I was totally against it. I'm still against it. I hope we trade him. But he wasn't getting the ball thrown to him. And when he was, it wasn't even coming remotely close to him. He had to come back like 5 yards forward and shit. It was just Tannehill and him. They didn't have no any kind of chemistry at all. Who I'm going to say the biggest disappointment in my mind is Ray Rice.
That's what I was just going to say, man. You stole my thunder, man.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That really is. That's a good fucking one. I didn't even think
He
about
was on
Ray
my
Rice.
fantasy
Or
team.
what
that
about,
son of a bitch.
oh, fuck. That guy that, I'm lousy with name, guys. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Washington there, the quarterback.
Oh, RG3.
RG3.
Good one.
RG3. His fucking mother, man. He's quarterback of the Washington Redskins, and his mother's like down in the field telling off receivers and stuff.
It's like a LeBron James thing. But
That's that whole Redskins organization over there, man. He should have never came back and played the first couple games. It should have been Kirk Cousins. Then he should have worked his way into playing. I mean, that's just all it should have been.
Well, it's like we were talking about before. Today, Kirk Cousins, I believe, is auditioning for his future in the NFL. And if he does end up playing well, that will go to the point of what Eddie just said, that he should have not started, RG3 that is, to begin this season. I mean, let's be honest. Let's take it even further. He shouldn't even started last year in the fucking playoffs. That's how far I'm going to take this.
I couldn't believe when he went down.
That was horrible.
What about
And then-
Shanahan? What do you think about Shanahan? and
Then
him,
they
the
were
job
still
he's
running
doing?
the option. How you still run the option when your fucking quarterback can't even stand, let alone walk?
Yeah, they weren't even trying to fucking protect him with the play calling.
No, not at all.
It was, go on, you little speedy fucker, run.
But here's what I'm going to say about that, and I've said this about RG3 many times this year. He has the fear. The fear is in him. I don't think he's ever going to be the same player that he was his rookie season. I think he's going to end up like the Jamarcus Russells of the world and the Tim Couches. He's just going to fizzle right on out. That's just where I believe on that. Kirk Cousins will be the better one.
Boys anymore. He's playing with the best. You gotta take it for what it is. It's like every level they go up, it gets refined. Like the talent is more intense. Like the game is more intense. So college, when you think of all the tier 1 colleges there are in the States, and all the players there are, like the talent's pretty thin, really. You know what I mean? Like it's great football, but compared to the NFL, the talent's thin.
It's true.
Yeah, it's totally different.
Well, this is why the Tim Tebows of the world did great in college, but can't do shit in the NFL.
Exactly. And everybody, there's so many stars in college.
It's in every sport. Like hockey's the same way. Like junior hockey, college hockey, you can go watch guys that have great careers in junior and stuff. They get drafted high, they get to the NHL, and they can't play the game because they're not playing with boys anymore. They're playing with men.
Well, you know what? Can I throw another name into this? Most disappointing. I'm not really going to say he's the most because he's been disappointing. But when does Romo get his fucking name thrown in here? When do we start
talking about him? He don't disappoint me because I never expect anything from him.
Well, I know, but what I'm saying is, when do we start talking about how he is the worst starting quarterback to ever play the game? When is it okay to say that?
He had one good year. He had one good year, and he dropped the fucking ball when it mattered most.
Yes, he did.
Oh, that was horrible. But still, I don't put him in the worst because, he's just bad in crunch time. But, he gets them there to the playoffs every time. I think he needs to be sat. I think they need a Kirk Cousins as a backup there. And they bring him in the playoffs and let him play, man.
No, listen, this year alone, they lost at least 3 games in my account specifically because of him. The Denver game. That, first of all, let's be honest, that is the only team this year to put up that many points on Denver, but still lost because of Tony Romo. Not because of how great Manning played, they lost because Tony Romo, as they say, I don't always throw interceptions, but when I do, they're in the fourth quarter. That's how it goes. And so I'm just fucking shocked that this man has been a starter for as long as he has.
As we've talked, he probably in the fourth quarter, he's taking his plays directly from Jerry Jones up.
He needs to stop changing fucking plays, and then it'll be fine.
Probably his headset's probably in the fourth quarter. It's probably like Jerry Jones is telling him, "He's open!" While he's fucking scrambling, he's fucking probably screaming in his ear.
Now Rick is in the chat right now, and Rick's saying, "Fuck Romo." The reason why is Romo was his fantasy quarterback. He's not happy at all with this.
That's because Rick really wants to spend a weekend in Mexico with Jessica Simpson.
Good old Ricky. All right, now we've talked about most disappointing. Here's another. We're going to go to 2 extremes here. One, we're going to get your coach of the year, and then we're going to go the worst coach of the year. So let's start with coach of the year. I'm not going to start right off. I'm just going to throw this out here because I had this mentioned before. My coach of the year goes to Andy Reid, hands down.
Yeah. He did a great job, man. I agree.
I've always said that in Philadelphia, the problem wasn't Andy Reid. The problem was the talent was entitled. Kind of the same way that happens in Dallas. They thought they were more than what they were. But Andy Reid took them to 4 NFC championships matchups in a row. 4 of them. That's fucking hard to do. So now you give him a new team, you give him a quarterback who will listen to him, and look what he's did.
Yeah, but still, think about this. If fucking Matt Castle would have not been there before that and last year, I think they still would have did what they did. They still had a solid defense. The defense has always been there. You can do shit with that. And they just needed a quarterback. Now they got a quarterback that's a game manager, and that's all they needed. Andy Reid really didn't do much.
I disagree.
It's not always about bringing the players in, man. It's about motivating them, and you don't, like, obviously he's doing something different at practice.
Yeah, and
I don't know. I don't believe that. I think it's just that they got fucking Alex Smith. Other than that, the team is still the team. No. They still would be doing what they were doing if Matt Castle wasn't closing his eyes and throwing picks like Eli.
First of all, Alex Smith is a better quarterback this year because of Andy Reid. Over with Harbaugh, he didn't get the shot. That was never Harbaugh's man. He knew it. He didn't like him. He was only fucking trying to play him because he was there. How many times did Alex Smith get benched? Now we see with good coaching, Andy Reid, that's what makes fucking Alex Smith the quarterback. It's not that he's a great quarterback. You said he's a game manager, but it's the coach that makes him better. That's why Matt Castle was able to get that contract, because the coach, Belichick, his system made him better than what he was. That's what I'm saying. So,
but with that being said, I want to add, and I know that Ernie's not going to like this, But Matt Castle is my example to why Brady is really not as good as he's given credit.
Exactly.
true.
That's my whole thing too.
Castle was able to win 11 games there, wasn't? Didn't he win 11
Right,
games?
yeah. They missed the playoffs too. The son of a
No,
bitch.
but
Yeah, but you know, and you're gonna see,
Yeah.
you're gonna see the future is gonna be Ryan Mallett. He's gonna come up,
Oh,
he's gonna do the same thing Brady's doing right now. He's a solid quarterback. It's just a system. He's gonna play in it. You can put anybody over there.
I'll give Belichick his due. He is Belichick.
That's it. I mean, he got cameras everywhere, and they pay the shit out of these refs.
But I will say this though, outside of the jokes, I do agree with fucking Eddie on that.
I'm not joking. I'm dead ass serious.
Ryan Mallett is seriously going to be a great quarterback in this league. It's a name that nobody knows, but you need to Google it now, and you heard it first here at Motormouth Sports.
I love that guy.
That man will be great. But any
My
other
coach of the year, Dino, is Pete Carroll.
Yeah, see, I did have him in the top 5. Now, the reason why I didn't give it to him is because he had a great year last year. And I know that's fucked up. The reason why I'm going to give it to Andy Reid is he took a team that was horrible and turned them around and made them better. So that's why I'm going to give it to. As were Pete Carroll, last year they had a great team, and let's be honest, they kind of choked in the playoffs. So that's the only reason why I didn't,
And why I don't say Pete is because he's like a lower grade Jim Schwartz, where he lets his players do whatever the fuck they want, and they can get suspended and do whatever, and he doesn't give a shit. I mean, he's not really a coach. He's more of a cheerleader on the sideline over there. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm gonna go with a coach of the year, I'm gonna go with the big underdog team, which I fucking hate, and I'm gonna say Rex. Man, look what he did with that team. They have a chance to beat the Dolphins today and go 8-8, and a team that nobody thought was gonna win a game, let alone at least 7. They got no receivers over there. They got a rookie quarterback
if they hadn't brought in Again,
Well, you talk about Andy Reid leaving Philly. What about the guy that took over for him, Chip Kelly, man? He's done a pretty good freaking job over there.
Can't give it to him. Sorry, I can't, mainly because of, once again, the talent was already there. You know what I mean? He didn't. I don't feel like he did anything. Where Alex Smith, he was coached by Andy Reid to be the better quarterback. I don't feel that Chip Kelly coached anybody to be better. LaShawn McCoy is LaShawn McCoy.
McCoy had a hell of a year. LaShawn McCoy.
But
man,
he did that with Reid. He did that with anybody. No matter who's there, he's going to do that. I don't feel that Chip Kelly made the difference. And let's be honest, his high-paced college. His high-paced college offense, in all reality, it kind of flopped. He's gone back more traditional than when he started just firing, right? So,
I mean, kind of. I mean, his high-powered offense is making people who they are. Like, look at Riley Cooper. Right? No, I always thought Riley Cooper was okay, And look, he's just becoming the person he is because they're throwing so many fucking balls and have so many plays that it gives an opportunity for everybody to touch the ball.
No.
The Eagles lead the league in plays over 20 yards plus.
Riley Cooper is having the year that he's having because it works like Kobe Bryant when he got accused of rape. And because of that racist shit, he is playing so hard just to prove he's not a racist. That's all it is. Not that he's a great receiver. He's just like, nah, man, watch me play. I'm not a racist.
Kobe, don't be raping.
No, number 8 was the rapist, not number 24. Get that right.
Just that Mad TV skit they used to do. Everybody used to pretend he was Shaq. Kobe, don't be raping.
Now, one other name I want to throw in
He
here.
didn't rape that girl, man. I just want to interject on that. He didn't rape that girl.
I don't think he did
kept
either.
Her panties. She had the jizz from like 5 guys on them.
Well, and I've said this before. I don't think he raped her. I think what happened was that she said okay to sex, and then he took the ass. He took the bunghole. She didn't say okay. He just took it. He was the fuck. I'm Kobe Bryant. I'm a fucking your ass. That's what I think happened. That's all I'm saying. And
I think she just offered it all out there. He did it where he wanted to. She was happy with it and said, you know what? I'm going to make some money off this motherfucker right here.
Get rich.
No, the one that made the most money was
Kobe
Kobe's wife.
Bryant went home and called up Mohisha, and Mohisha said, you know what you need to do, girlfriend? You need to get a lawyer.
That's fucked. I remember when Kobe Bryant and Brandy dated. Wow, that's fucking back in the day. That is crazy, Joe. You just blew my mind with that. But
I just want to say, even though Andy Dalton threw them 2 picks, the Bengals defense still held the Ravens to 2 field goals, man.
Told you. Now, last coach I want to bring up here in Coach of the Year honors. And the shitty thing is, I swear to God, I cannot remember his name to save my life. This is fucked up for a sports show, but Carolina's coach. I can't remember his fucking name. What the fuck is that guy's name? I know that's horrible, but
that angry white guy.
Yeah, but he's done an amazing job over it. Not the reason why I think he should be in the coach of the year. Ron Rivera. It's not because of the team. It's literally what that man did with helping Cam Newton grow up. I thought Cam Newton was done in this league. I thought his crybaby ways was going to shove him right the fuck out of here. And then you got Rivera coming in, calm that motherfucker down. Well, Cam Newton gives credit all the time to the talks that fucking Rivera has given him in this last year to help calm him down. That's why I think he deserves Coach of the Year.
That defense
he's a beast.
Ass, though. That defense they got over there.
Yeah, the defense has been beast all year, and the defense has been beast all year, and then the offense has still been putting up points too. So I mean, you know, they're a solid team. They really are. They're one of them sleeper teams to watch here too.
Yeah.
The Jets are first in 10 on Miami 11.
Nah, opposite. It's the Dolphins first and 10.
That's all right.
I just switched back. Sorry, my mistake. I was watching the ball.
I know that the Jets just did have the ball, and it was fucking like third and a couple, and then it was fourth and a couple. I thought they were going to go for it because they were on the Dolphins 40, but they did punt it, and we got the ball, and we just had a nice play right there. Brian Hartline's hurt now, though, so that sucks balls.
Wow, don't
Talk
worry
about
it.
A boring game. The Skins and the Giants, nothing. 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Who the hell's watching that shit?
I'm not even watching it. I'm flipping between the Bengals-Ravens game and watching Andy Dalton throw fucking picks. Sorry, son of a bitch.
Me too. That's what I'm doing too, and trying to get updates. Pittsburgh's up 7-0.
Which I understand,
yeah, I know.
guys,
they did that early. Pittsburgh went up 7-0. Yep, and Atlanta's up 7-0 on Carolina.
Crazy's got that NFL package where, you know, like Norm, I'm not at his house today, but a lot of times we do the show over there, man. I'm not going to lie. That shit has me sucked in. That's the only reason why we're running late today and we can do the extra show. If I was there, this wouldn't be happening. We'd be screaming at the fucking TV. It's the funniest shit to see fucking Crazy Fins there when the Dolphins lose.
Oh, man. I tell you, this big screen almost got broke a couple times, man, especially against the Steelers game.
Did you,
Holy
Joe, did you
me.
see that game where Antonio Brown was, less than an inch away from beating the fucking Dolphins in the last second?
Yes. I seen it.
Yeah, I was having a fucking throwing a fit because before
We had
that
a lot
play
of close
started,
games this year, man.
before that play started, I'm telling Dino, I'm like, listen, man, we're not good in these plays. Something's gonna happen. I was scared.
Shit.
And then
Cincinnati just threw a bomb, man. Cincinnati just scored on a bomb. He threw like a 60-yarder.
Nice.
Oh, yes, sir.
Who was that, the AJ Green?
Is that AJ?
Cincinnati just scored.
This game.
Yep.
Son of a-
Oh my God! Did you see that pass?
Yeah.
It was AJ Green.
God.
He jumped when he threw it. Did you see that?
Where the hell was the defense?
He
Jeez.
jumped. He jumped in the air when he threw.
That was a nice pass.
Number 26 got caught flat-footed. He tried to fucking knock him down.
How do you leave AJ Green wide open like that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Standing flat-footed when he went by him.
God.
Wow. Well, guys, let me try to bring this back a little bit because I got one more thing to talk about. Then I swear to God we can go on the games and all that. But we talked about our Coach of the Year. Now let's go for the worst Coach of the Year. Now there's so many candidates. Now my vote is going to go hands down to fucking Detroit's Jim Schwartz.
Jim Schwartz, man, it is crazy over there. That's just.
All
Oh man,
that
the Lions
talent.
was such a disappointment. I had higher hopes for him, and they just handed the fucking playoff right away. Just handed the playoffs
I
away.
don't think it's him. I think it's the team.
No, but it is him. It's a projection of, yes, it might be the team, it might be the lack of discipline, but who brings the discipline to the team? The head coach.
That's it. He doesn't bring any. He lets him, like I said before, like what fucking Carroll does. He lets him do whatever. He holds nobody accountable for their own actions. They get in trouble, it's like, oh, whatever, it's all good. Just go punch somebody in the face. We'll be all right.
Funniest thing, though, remember when he got dissed by Harbaugh after that game and he got all ticked off at him, was running back?
He chased them down the field. And no, it's funny that you brought that up because this was brought up once again by some ESPN intern that I've never heard of before. It was some weird podcast I was listening to, but it was a good point he brought up. He said Jim Schwartz lost the team back when he ran down the sidelines to chase after Harbaugh. If your head coach is looking to fight people, you will never have a successful team.
It is so true, man. That was some funny shit, though. That was so funny.
That was hilarious, man.
What were you saying, Joe, by the way? I'm sorry. We kind of cut you off.
I don't know.
Y'all fucked me up so bad. Any of you guys got any candidates for the worst coach?
I
got
to throw Rex Ryan. I think Eddie mentioned him earlier. Rex Ryan.
Yeah, I did too. That's what I said, Rex Ryan.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was you.
No, see
yeah.
now, Eddie, why don't you tell him what you told me?
I said the opposite. I say that he's a candidate for coach of the year and what he did over there and playing with a rookie quarterback, everybody getting hurt, no wide receivers at all whatsoever. They gave away Revis, which, I mean, who everybody knows he didn't do shit anyway, but he had nobody. They had nobody.
Of the year, Mike Tomlin should be then too.
See, I kind of agree with Joe. If that was the criteria, you would kind of have to give it to a bunch more.
But because you still have Big Ben, you still have Antonio Brown, you still got Le'Veon Bell, you still have an offense.
Well, they're also in a division with the defending Super Bowl champion in the Cincinnati Bengals.
And let's be honest, that Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown had breakout seasons. Before this year, you didn't know what you were going to get out of them.
That was a rookie.
So, let's be honest. Like, I kind of have to agree. If we were to use your formula, then we'd have to give it to Tom.
Earlier, they're too old.
But I'm telling you right now,
perception. They lost the first 4 games, and here they are today.
Listen,
they're still in it.
I can't give Rex any sort of credit for any kind of coach of the year, especially like I told Eddie off air. I'm going to say it on air. I can't celebrate mediocrity like that. I just can't. We were going to give a coach of the year to somebody who might go 8-8. That's bullshit. Can't do that. There's no way you could ever convince me of that.
Yeah, who might go 8-8 and lose in the first round.
You got to throw Shanahan. You got to throw Shanahan in that mix too.
Yeah, Shanahan, and then what's his face over in Atlanta?
Oh, Michael Smith. Yeah,
Mike Smith.
But see, now once again, Mike Smith, I will give just a little bit of an excuse for him and say that injury bug is the reason why. I don't think it was anything that his coaching could have done to improve injuries. Honestly.
Yeah, but then kind of as we were talking before, you have to have backups in place that come into the starting roles. And, I mean, they had Harry Douglas come up. He stepped up as the number 3 and became the number 1 over there. I mean, it's just what they do. But they just had no defense. They had nobody step up over there, and they just got ran all over. And then Matty Ice looked like Matty Frozen.
Yeah. What about Jason Garrett? You throw him in that mix?
Here's the deal.
No, I don't, because it's just the Cowboys. I mean, they just did what they do. And Romo,
And you know what the thing is that if I even tried to think maybe I'd care about him, but who really wants to think? The man never should have been a head coach to begin with. It's truly how I feel. So I'm not going to say
they should have never got rid of Rob Ryan. That was their downfall. Their defense was actually doing a little better when he was there, and then they get rid of him, and then now their defense is the worst defense in the fucking league. I mean, you got to give that to Jerry Jones.
But I would have agreed with you.
Jerry Jones.
I would have agreed with you.
But I don't think Rob Ryan, knowing the way Rex is and the way Buddy Ryan was, their father, somehow I doubt that there's a real good relationship there behind the scenes with him and Jerry Jones.
Nah, he's a beast, man. He don't give a fuck. He just tells people to fuck themselves.
I can't see him and Jerry Jones having a real good working relationship.
But
that's just saying I don't care about my team winning. If you're gonna be an asshole, you know what? And we don't need you here. Okay, well guess what? Now look at your defense. They fucking suck, Lamacock.
Yeah, but wait a minute here. Earlier in the year, I would have agreed with you. We talked about this here, even on the show, how Rob Ryan did a lot for the Saints defense. But the problem is just like in Dallas, and now it's showing in New Orleans, in the beginning of the year, he transformed the defense. But now they're back playing undisciplined defensive ball. That's why New Orleans, I feel, is going to be out sooner than later in the playoffs because their defense is undisciplined. Rob Ryan does have the ability to come in and change it, but he can't keep it. There's no discipline there to keep that all year long. It was proven in Dallas. That's why he was gone. And the same thing's happened in New Orleans this year.
Well, the discipline that he's got is if they don't fucking, do anything right, he's going to eat them. And he's going to just act like everybody's a baby, and they're going to get in his belly.
What's funny as hell, though, is did you see the picture of this
year?
As
a fat man, I find that offensive.
Did you guys see the picture this year, though, of Rex and
I'm going to make a sandwich.
And Rob next to each other? I got to give credit.
You keep hitting that bong.
I got to give credit where credit is due that Rex did lose a bunch of weight, but seeing them two stand next to each other, that was a funny picture.
That's a joke. It's the old Rex to the new Rex, basically.
Rex is literally half the man he used to be. But anyway.
That's it. Look at what Crack does.
Dino, can I throw one more name out there? How about
a foot fetish?
How about Kubiak going 12-4 last year, 2-11 this year, and players dissenting and
fired.
Fine play.
Look what Ed Reed said
That
when
was a fine play for Miami right there. A nice catch.
What were you saying, Ernie? Look what?
I was just saying Kubiak. You know, they were 12-4 last year, 2-11 this year. Players are like abandoning ship, and you know what Ed Reed said when he left the team. You know, throwing it all on the coach and shit.
Well, I agree with you. I do. Kubiak definitely has to be in that mix, especially because he's the only one out of all of them that we're talking about that's been fired already. So
got fired.
That is a big point. But I'm going to add one more name.
I think Ed Reed, like, you know, he's great, arguably the greatest at the position ever. But I think he had a lot. He acts a lot like a basketball player. Says I a lot.
Yeah.
You're right.
Oh man,
I agree.
Like the happiest thing for me, and it had nothing to do with having to play him twice a year. But I was so happy when Ray Lewis retired, so I never have to fucking watch him do that dance again.
That's just going from the Steelers party. That shit was awesome.
No way, man.
Fuck, man. Clay should have had that shit. Oh.
When he got on the Super Bowl last year, and they give the little one-on-one interview, and they sort of touched on his criminal past, and his explanation was, no way God would have made me as great as I am if I was guilty. That did it for me, fucking Ray Lewis.
That sounded pretty good, man. It sounded just like him.
It's a good ass point, though. And even last year, I remember pointing this out to people on this sports show here that, you know, Ray Lewis is held up as his hero, but he did kill somebody. So, you know, it's just something to keep in mind.
Allegedly, Dino.
Allegedly. The glove didn't fit.
Just like, I was going to say, just like OJ and fucking Casey Anthony. You're right. One last name I want to add here on the worst coach of the year. And even though they still have a shot at making the playoffs today, I'm going to give it to Mike Trestman, too. Because remember, what he did by pulling out the hot hand of fucking Josh McCown, and throwing back in Cutler, who just fucking wants to throw picks all day long. If they end up losing today, I would throw him in the mix for the worst coach of the year.
Yeah. No, he definitely messed up that. I just want to say Mike Wallace had a touchdown. Dolphins are going to be up 7-0. But no, definitely, man. He should have kept McCown in there. I don't think McCown, like we were talking before, is ever going to do anything like what he already did. He's not that great of a quarterback. He has some nice games. You got to stay with the hot hand, and he should have been in there for the next couple games to see what he could do. You know.
That's it. You know, but whatever. You live and learn, and that's just going to be a decision after they lose today that is going to be talked about. And we're giving it to you here first because I'm telling you, this whole week in ESPN, if Chicago loses, that's what they're going to be talking about. That decision. Watch and see.
It's going to be a good game, though, man. I think it's probably going to be one of the best games of the week.
It is. It's definitely good. Well, guys, I mean, honestly, I'm out of all subjects here, so if we want to just bullshit a little bit, that's fine. But officially...
Can you guys get poutine at McDonald's in America?
Get what?
Poutine. Don't you know what poutine is?
No. What the fuck is poutine?
Man.
Now I need to know.
Poutine is French fries, cheese curds, and gravy.
Oh, man. Are you kidding me?
No, try it, man.
Cheese curds?
Well, I don't like it anyway, but a lot of people use mozzarella too. But in Montreal, where it originated,
you don't eat at McDonald's no more because of what they found right over there. Remember that
I
story?
don't eat at McDonald's that much.
Oh yeah, where are you at over there? Where are you at?
Who, me?
Yeah,
he's in Canada.
I'm in Nova Scotia, Canada. Eh?
Hey.
You couldn't tell? Come on, guy.
Listen, it's hard to tell when all I keep hearing is the bong in the background.
That's the universal language right there.
At the end of every sentence is...
Well, that's the way I am, I guess.
And let's be honest, if my son wasn't in the same fucking room as me right now, I'd probably do the same thing because a bong is just a great thing. But either way, having said all this stuff, well, let's wrap it up a little bit here. I just want to throw a whole fucking thing on a wrap up on this whole season. I have to say, honestly, I say this probably almost every year, but I really do mean it this year. One of the most entertaining seasons that I've watched for a long time. There's so many, you know, like we talked about, the Texans came in as a Super Bowl favorite, and look where they are right now. And you got all these teams that have come up out of nowhere, like Arizona. I would have never thought Arizona had the year that they had, or, you know, even St. Louis's defense. So just overall, just to put a whole cap on it before the playoffs begin, I was fucking happy to be a football fan this year.
Oh, hell
I
yeah.
think, it's just starting off with Peyton
Well,
Manning and that historic performance with the first game of the year, kicking off the season, man.
Yeah.
As much as I like the Saints, I really hope that the Cardinals win and the Saints lose, just because I believe the Cardinals, have a good chance, a better chance than the Saints to go somewhere.
Any final thoughts that we want to wrap up before we get out of here? We're going to go round robin here. We're going to start off with Joe. Any last thoughts?
I think the season was a good season overall. It's definitely not my favorite season. Back in the late 80s, early 90s, man, there was some good seasons. The year the Niners and the Giants were played in the playoffs, and they were, I think, both 14 or 15-1 or 14-2 that year. And Roger Craig fumbled. That was a pretty good season that year. The Bills and everything that went on back then. But football's my favorite. Like, it never used to be. Growing up, it was always hockey and baseball. But as an adult, football's taken me over because it's just so even. Like,
More entertaining.
Every year you give up talent and teams change, and a team that's in the basement this year is running next year, making a run, and it's just so much better than the rest of them. Like,
I agree.
Like baseball's, I'm just so tired of watching the same teams every year in baseball.
That is true. It is very true. Eddie, anything else you want to add here?
Yes, sir. I just want to say the Bengals are still moving up the field, so thank God for that. And hopefully they score again and fuck the Ravens. And the Dolphins are up in a 7-0, so that's right, fuck the Jets. And even though I really, really want to see the Finns in the playoffs, I still just want to say fuck the Cheatriots. Sorry, Ernie.
It's all good, man.
I mean, they keep paying people off. I mean, they're going to go somewhere. I mean, look at them. That's what they did. I mean, they
It
still
would
got
be
the
fun
ring.
to watch Miami sit someplace in the cold, all uncomfortable and stuff on the sidelines, and lose in the first round like they do.
Hey, it's all right. Your Steelers will be right behind them.
That's all right.
Ernie, any final thoughts here?
Yeah, I love the NFL. I just wish some of the rule changes in the past years, kind of pussifying many regards the league. I don't agree with a lot of the shit they changed. Basically, you might as well put a pair of panties and a pair of flags on the quarterbacks nowadays. But anyway, that aside, it's a great game. I'll watch any game on, other than unlike other sports where I just kind of will follow my favorite teams. With football, if there's an NFL game on, I'm there.
It's true. It is a good point. And just something I want to add, and I'm very grateful for. I was a little feared. I had a little bit of fear in me about this. Ernie brought this up with the rule changes. I did not see, as far as I know, any flags being thrown for the runner leading with its head. Remember we talked about that? That was a rule change that outside the tackle box, they couldn't lead with their head. I have not seen a flag thrown on that all year. So it was one of the things I was worried about, and I'm really grateful to see that didn't change a game.
Yeah, I'm definitely happy about that.
Good point.
They took probably James Harrison is arguably, man, fucking one of the greatest fucking pass rushers ever, and they took his weapon right from him.
They took him right out the fucking game. In my personal opinion, I agree. I mean, he's over in Cincinnati.
They took him out,
so.
and then he took himself out even more by just keep calling everybody out. I mean, he did what I would have did. I would have called the refs and the whole league and everybody out and shit, for just putting him out there as the guy who does this shit, and every time he makes a tackle, it's just a fucking penalty and a fine. I mean, it was some bullshit, but I mean, he took himself out more by, saying the shit. He should have, in all honesty, probably never said nothing and kept playing the way he was playing. He probably wouldn't have been fine.
He was made an example of, so the league, when they go into the courtroom in these concussion cases, can say, see, we took a stance.
True, but I agree with Eddie where he's saying there that he played himself. He talked his way out of Pittsburgh.
Oh, he did. Like, he wasn't smart enough to shut up.
Yeah, because, I mean, honestly, I still think that was the best team. Like, he played great there, and I think the best shot of him having a great... In Cincinnati, even though I do fear that team, he's not the same player. He's just not. He's not.
He's not.
No, I do like seeing him play over there, though. I like when they play the Steelers, and he puts a hurting on Roethlisberger. I think that's great.
You guys have been so good today. I got to give credit here, too, before we leave, that I'm going to have you two on for more shows, because you and Joe have been entertaining the shit out of me. Joe's fucking comment about the no title was great.
6 rings since the last time the Dolphins fluked, too.
It's all good. It's all good. Big Ben will still be there, and, he'll be standing strong, but the rest of your team is going to fucking die of heart attacks by the time you guys fucking get new players over there.
Yeah, but the thing about being like the most storied franchise in the league is that you know that that's only temporary, and just a few years down the road, you'll be winning them again.
You're gonna have Palomalu out there on a fucking oxygen tank, fucking running around the field and shit.
Hair down to his fucking ankles and shit.
He's gonna have the fucking. He's gonna have the walker with little fucking rocket ships attached to it, and they're just gonna hit buttons over there and let him fucking fly his ass across the field for an interception.
Before you say something, Joe, here on now, and I do want to add this. I'm kind of disappointed. We talked about this in the first Motormouth Sports that me and Crazy Fins did together this year. We talked about the fact that Troy Polamalu was going to cut his hair in order to, give money or donate or whatnot. And then come to find out that he really only cut like not even 4 or 5 inches off. I'm disappointed. I'm straight up disappointed. I thought when he said he was cutting his hair, he was going to cut it all off. Come to find out,
or
it's
like
still sticking out
9 inches. Because I think to donate some of them things, you got to cut at least 9 inches off. But I mean, he couldn't lose the Head and Shoulders fucking deal, you know?
No, it had nothing to do with Head and Shoulders. It has to do with where he's from and who he is.
Okay.
That's the deal with Head and Shoulders. Head and Shoulders said, listen, you can cut your hair, motherfucker, but if you cut off more than 6 inches, we're done. We're going to see Clay Matthews.
I think it has more to do with him being Polynesian.
They said, we're going to go see Clay Matthews. We're going to give him the deal.
But let's be honest, though. Let's just be honest here. When the fuck did we ever think that a football player is going to get sponsored by shampoo? That's kind of fucked up.
Where did we ever think it was going to be all right to have long hair in the NFL?
That's true.
I mean, that's a downfall.
But I will say
back
this.
to Joe Willie. Remember Joe Willie Namath back in the day with the hair dryers for men and the nylons?
I will
Pretty
say
boy
this.
there.
I will say this, though. Some of the most entertaining tackles I've ever seen in my life came when I saw fucking Polamalu. I mean, not Polamalu was drugged down by his hair after an interception. That was one of my. I love that. Them motherfucker grabbed his shit and just yanked him, son. And
then the guy a couple weeks ago that got his fucking extensions ripped out.
His extensions ripped out.
It was pretty funny, man.
All right, well, anyway, motherfuckers, we're going to get out of here. We had a lot of fun. We're going to get to fucking watching some football. But listen, I want to thank Ernie. I want to thank fucking Joe for hanging out with us here. We had a great fucking extra. Of course, I want to thank fucking Crazy Fins. We've had a fucking great fucking, regular season and all that. Things have been fucking phenomenal there. So either way, folks, you can still find us. We'll be through the playoffs. Motormouth Sports will be here every Sunday. Don't not turn it. I know a lot of people during that Pro Bowl week aren't going to want to tune in. Actually, believe it or not, you're going to want to tune in because that's when we're going to be talking about a lot of the off the field stuff and a lot of different things that are going on. So
that's right too. This year here, the Pro Bowl is they draft the teams, don't they?
Yes.
Deion Sanders and
Jerry Rice. Yep.
Jerry Rice are drafting the teams. It's not East versus West this year.
Nope. So that's something that, we're definitely going to get into, and it's going to be fun, the whole new format. I think what they're trying to do is make the game a little more relevant because, as me and Crazy have talked about, there's nothing worse than seeing men getting paid to stand up on the defensive line and do absolutely nothing.
Yeah, what the fuck is the sense of being voted into the Pro Bowl on a defense if you can't go after the quarterback or do anything? You can't do it. You might as well just stand there and just say, okay, let's see if you can pass the ball accurately to your wide receiver and he can catch it.
That would be the equivalent.
They got to get rid of that 1-2-3 Mississippi before they rush the quarterback. That's what they got to do.
And I mean, that would be the equivalent in a baseball all-star game if the motherfucker just started pitching underhand. Fuck it, here you go.
Put the ball in a tee.
And he'll just
Apparently, I also run the catcher at the All-Star game.
Exactly. But anyway, folks, like I said, a lot of things to look forward to, a lot of great things here. We're going to head out of here. I really want to get to watching these games. But anyway, motherfuckers, from everybody here at Dino's Fuck You Network, Great Lakes Radio Network, Sandsnet Radio Network, we're even going to throw in Shillbilly fucking Internet Radio.
Oh, can I plug my
New Year's Eve
show with Bobby?
Yeah, go ahead. I forgot all about it.
I want to invite everybody to tune in New Year's Eve for 3 hours of me and Uncle Bobby spooging our dogs. And spooging, I mean cuddling our dogs and telling them that they're precious. So tune in for Joe Seeker and Uncle Bobby while we spooge Maxwell and Becca.
I'm going to fucking listen to that myself. And also, I wanted to throw in Ouija Radio there, too. My man Ernie, another thing here. But from everybody, from everywhere that we want to be, I want y'all motherfuckers to remember one motherfucking thing. And Joe, I've been doing this from day one. What is it? Go fuck yourself.
I've been telling them, you might want to tone that